Second week of action here at the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Ako po, si Quinn Barcarce. We're coming to you live here at the Arellano University Gymnasium in the streets of Legarda, Manila. It's another doubleheader game day with teams now playing back-to-back schedules. First up on the court, the Negros Immaculada Mega Wide Blue Hawks taking on the World City College's Marikina Lady Shoe Masters. Negros wanting to continue the momentum they built from their reverse sweep victory over the Caloocan AM Spikers yesterday, while Marikina looks to bounce back and avoid a third straight loss this season. Later on, another exciting matchup awaits as the Benyante Takjal Arellano Chiefs face off against the Caloocan AM Spikers. Definitely a showdown you won't want to miss. Kaya naman, punta na po kayo dito sa Arellano University in Legarda or catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now, powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners, Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Truly a thrilling game today. This is the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association.
A Thursday doubleheader still awaits us as Liam Lenguaje and the Marikina Lady Shoe Masters look to get back into the winning column after quite a reality check from them last night kontra kina Adi Caparal and the Negros ICC Mega Wide, who was the star of the show in the Wednesday evening na naganap kamakailan lang. It's gonna be Negros going up against Marikina para sa inyong unang laban in this doubleheader for your Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Another two set teams that are looking forward into making their mark in this matchup. My name is Hans Galleria, joined by me is Lois Santamaria, and of course we have Quinn Barcarce at courtside. You're going to be meeting once more later, Lois. Another doubleheader na naman para sa araw na to.
Well, exactly. For both of these two teams na meron tayo ngayon, we have different stories for them. Well, Negros, yesterday they played a 5-set match, so nandyan pa yung pagod, nandyan pa yung less time to prepare, so we'll see how they will perform for today's match. And on the other hand, we also have itong Marikina, who of course had a heartbreaking loss from yesterday's match.
You know, you were already talking about the teams. Maybe we can check more of what they had in terms of our standings. Dasmariñas obviously still undefeated, pero yung Binyan, Negros, Marikina, and Caloocan, those are the four teams na naglaro kahapon.
Well, so under nito, of course, Dasmariñas still in the winning column, showing how dominating they can be. And for our two matches, for the first match, we have Negros, so again mentioned, have recently won another game and went back to the winning column. As for Marikina, I think they're still trying to at least recover from the heartbreaking loss from yesterday's match. And ayun nga, we can see that tuloy-tuloy yung mga pagkatalo nila from the recent matches.
And you know, you were already talking about this Marikina Lady Shoe Master squad that is again nakakakuha ng kanilang quite an overwhelming defeat for this team, but there are some signs of life galing sa kupunan na ito. What really happened yesterday when you were checking? Kasi meron mga lapses doon sa kanilang mga naging laro basing on the stats.
Well, as you can see, arguably, this is not the best performance of Marikina. So they only had 34 total points from the yesterday's match against Binyan, which had 75 points. As you can see, they were dominated in terms of attacks, blockings, and even in aces. So this only entails one thing, that Marikina now needs to work on their defense, especially that they were dominated in terms of offense, and as well as to work on their floor defense with having 12 aces dito sa kanilang mga kalaban.
And most especially those opposing errors na nakita natin mula sa Marikina. Hopefully, they get to cure and recover from that in this matchup. Pero isa sa mga naging silver linings ng kanilang kupunan ay walang iba kundi si El Capitana, Bridget Martinez, having 6 points, at least some contributions para sa Marikina.
So truly, one player stood out despite being dominated ng Binyan. But still, sabi mo nga, she still contributed 6 points. And ito si Bridget Martinez, isa siya sa mga nagsustood out. Regardless, kahit sinong kalaban, she's really someone that all teams should look out for.
And considering na markado na siya sa mga scouting reports ng karamihan sa ating mga teams, Negros would really have to prepare going up against her. Pero itong kupunan naman na ito came from an all-time high last game kontra sa Caloocan. They were down 2 sets, but they made it happen and win it for, win number 2.
Well, it truly is a fulfilling win para dito sa Negros. Again, they had this reverse sweep, 19 to 25, 23 to 25, 25 to 22, 25 to 23, and last they claimed this match because of the 15 to 13 score. So as you can see dito, hindi naman sila, nalamangan sila in terms of attacks. However, I think they were able to identify that one of the things that they need to do is of course to counter the attacks, and that is to work on their defense.
You have to give props also to their setter, Ardo Tanes, for making it happen. Lots of varieties pagdating sa opensa, pero isa ang namukod tangi, scoring a huge amount, 28 points. You're looking at her right now, Adi Caparal.
So we can really see that etong si Andrea Caparal has been really unstoppable from yesterday's match, contributing 28 points. As you can see, halos isang set na yung na-contribute niya para dito. And of course, she's really on fire in terms of the attacking department, having 28 points and that 27 attacks with 1 ace.
Yeah, I mean, considering that she and Bridget Martinez are the stars of the show for Marikina and Negros respectively, I'm sure maraming kwento dito na nakabalot with this game. So with that being said, we're gonna toss it over to Quinn Barcarce.
Are finally finding their rhythm. Frustration was visible early on. They could match their opponent but struggled to finish strong. Yesterday, that changed. After losing the first 2 sets, they pulled off an incredible reverse sweep against Caloocan. Now, even with limited rest after that intense match, they made the most of their recovery time because for them, it's all part of the game. Their goal remains clear: start strong and finish stronger. Now I'm turning you back to Lois and Hans.
Start strong, finish stronger indeed. And that is exactly what happened last night when they made it happen dito mismo sa Arellano Gym. But of course, aside from going here, appearing physically, you can also watch us and catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Lois, back-to-back games. You know this is an athlete. Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, dito makikita natin kasi again, these two teams are motivated by different things. One team wanted to maintain their winning streak and one team, of course, wanted to bounce back and again go back to the winning column.
You've said it best, Lois. This is going to be Marikina going up against Negros. We'll be back to start off the action.
Captain number 8, Aira.
Play games with Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Of course, I'm really happy po na I'm back sa MPVA. I'm always grateful po pag nabibigyan po ako ng opportunity to play for Marikina as well as WCC. Sa napagdaanan ko, iba't ibang set of players. So excited ako sa kung ano yung ilalaro namin sa season ngayon. Since ngayon po kasi na younger po yung set of players sa team na to, feeling ko kailangan lang namin magkaroon talaga ng kumpiyansa sa sarili. Kasi syempre yung mga makakalaban namin dito, very experienced na kumpara sa amin. So, bilang mga bata rin naman kami, kumbaga maliliksi naman din kami kagaya nila. Kulang lang kami and kailangan lang namin talaga na mapakita na may tiwala kami sa sarili namin, may tiwala kami sa sistema at may tiwala kami sa isa't isa.
Yung preparation na ginawa namin is meron kasi kaming first league, mother league namin, which is yung NCRAA, and gladly nanalo kami. And yun yung naging preparation namin for the team. Yun na rin yung naging way namin kasama sa training kung ano yung papakita namin, pinagandaan talaga namin ngayong season kasi alam namin na puro champion team yung mga kasali. So, ang laban ng Negros is hindi talaga dapat magpatalo. Marami kaming bago. And yung mga bago namin talaga is fresh from high school sila. So, bago kami umabot dito, pinagandaan namin siya from the previous league, which is yung NCRAA. And makikita talaga namin ano talaga, nakasunod sa sistema yung mga bata and very hands-on yung head coach namin para i-pursue tong ano namin. And grabe talaga yung pakikipag-usap niya sa lahat ng pwedeng tumulong sa amin. So ngayon, magiging full support na yung management and meron na rin kaming mga sponsor talaga na mag-aangat pa sa team namin.
Well, the vision of MPVA is to discover our grassroots talent, no? In order for them to have the platform and the opportunity to showcase their talents, because not everyone, especially our young athletes, no, have been given the chance to play at a national or at a higher level, especially our young talents from Visayas and Mindanao. MPVA, or all of the sports leagues ni Manny, it's really a platform, no, for them to grow, to be discovered by bigger leagues, not just in the country but also worldwide. Again, going back to the purpose, no, one major benefit would be to discover your local talents, no? Especially, for example, if you have a team in Cebu, if you have a team in Davao, in Iloilo, Boracay, and you have very impressive players doon na you don't know where to showcase them, MPVA is the way. So we have very limited na mga leagues, especially volleyball leagues, and with
Presenting our officials for match number 22. First referee, Mr. Aikeltero. Second referee, Mr. Ranji Padayao. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Arellano University Gymnasium in the city of Manila. This is the second season of Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association, ang liga para sa lahat. It's the first game of our Thursday doubleheader between the Negros Immaculada Mega White Blue Hawks against the Marikina WCC Lady Shoe Masters. Now let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Negros Immaculada Mega White Blue Hawks. Led by team captain center number 8, Aina Tutanes. Outside hitter number 2, Adi Capara. Middle blocker number 3, Chil Moraga. Number 4, outside hitter Vivi Casera. Opposite hitter number 7, Jenna Lopez. Middle blocker number 9, Sam Catamora. And their starting libero is number 12, Kisna Pique. Negros is coached by Mr. Don Baroga. Now let's meet the starters for the Marikina WCC Lady Shoe Masters. Led by team captain outside hitter number 8, Jet Martinez. Opposite hitter number 1, Shanali Bale. Middle blocker number 3, Celine Dagarat. Outside hitter number 6, Liam Lenguaje. Setter number 9, ang Christian Lero. Middle blocker number 19, Eloy Palmedina. And their starting libero is number 13, Carla Concepcion. The Lady Shoe Masters are coached by Mr. Andy Fiel.
Starting lineups para sa Negros at Marikina. It's Tutanes going back at setter, joined by Moraga, Catamora, Caparal, Casera, Lopez, and Pique. Meanwhile, Lero's also making her way back into the setting position with Balmedina, Dagarat, Martinez, Lenguaje, Palek, and Concepcion. One team looking to get back into the winning column after a historic start dito sa MPVA Season 2. Yung isa naman are looking for back-to-back wins. You are watching Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association Season 2. Hans Galeria, Loy Santa Maria, and of course Quinn Barcarce at courtside. We are live here at the Arellano University Gym, and we are about to kick things off.
Now, I would like to see how etong Negros will play, knowing that they had a fifth set match from yesterday. So again, kanina sabi ko nga din, may pagod pa. And of course,
Correct.
yung drive nila dito. But it seems like yung pagod ay hindi existing para dito sa panig ng Negros.
Lois, parang sinagot ka at narinig ka ng mabilis nitong si Adi Caparal, kicking things off with a running attack to open up the scoring output para sa Negros.
Caparal as if hindi napapagod, already scoring 28 points from yesterday's match.
Now it's Negros getting it again. having a hard time getting it across is Marikina as Casera gets the point.
And this has been an existing problem na meron itong Marikina. Their floor defense, as you can see from yesterday's match, dapat maging lesson na yun para sa kanila, knowing that they had a lot of errors. And because of that,
You were talking about errors, Lois. That was an error that time. It came from Negros, so Marikina, they're gonna have to build up on that. Madalas nating nakikita yung errors nanggagaling sa kanila, but it's helpful if it comes from the other side. Double quick. Martinez on the left. Finds a way to squeeze it in, and that is El Capitana's first point.
and it's a good way how Martinez just tipped over that ball. As you can see from that last frame, iniwas niya na lang yung kanyang mga kamay to the blocker's hands.
Game with Smart Only
And
5G,
we have-
valid for 3 days. Tuloy.
All two is our score. Tutanes goes for Moraga. Martinez just gives it. Saves it again. Free ball ngayon. Tutanes goes quick. What a spike from Moraga.
And Moraga being the player that she is, I think one of the factors kung bakit may ganito is because of their performance.
And that is her power spike presented by Smart Power. All 99 load now.
Going back yung connection na meron itong si Moraga and their setter.
Lero wants to do the same thing. Balmedina gets the point.
What a way to respond. Connection ng middle and setters. Itong nakikita natin ngayon.
Sagutan din sila no? If you're doing it quick, I'm also doing it too. Serve para sa Marikina. Caparal receives. Casera goes off speed. Off balance, still works.
And again, Casera just being consistent para sa laban na to. And kanina it's a good way to deceive itong kanilang mga opponent.
All 4 points coming in from attacks para sa Negros. Meanwhile, dalawang attack points at dalawang errors ang kuha ng Marikina. We're all tied up.
Exactly. And it's time for Marikina to take advantage of those errors.
Balmedina at the service line. Ira gives it to Fifi again. Bridget was there. Marikina saves. And that was just great positioning.
Well, itong Marikina, they really targeted that spot. However, it's time for Marikina to at least pay attention knowing they have Tutanes on the front line. Tutanes being one of a player with high IQ. Unfortunately, another costly error on the side of Marikina.
That was from Carla Concepcion. Immediately goes out. Palitan sila nitong si Domingo, one of the taller liberos that we have here in the league.
It's also an advantage if you have a tall libero. Because yung leap and yung pag-shift mo dito sa court, something that really can be helpful.
And that time, here's someone that can help their case. It's Liam Lenguaje getting her first point, only getting 2 points in their last time out. So you expect for redemption in this game from her.
Exactly. And it's time that another player then from Marikina ang mag-stood out. Para hindi lang itong si Martinez. We've kept on hearing Martinez. And it's time for at least some players to also stood out because everyone should work here.
I mean, there's already 3 players that have scored for Marikina. They're definitely hoping that we get to see more. Lenguaje had to adjust. Adi goes long and enough to get the point. Caparal is gonna be bringing this first set to its first technical timeout. Caparal has 2, and they lead by 3.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Being the underdog comes with both advantages and challenges. And for Team Marikina Lady Shoe Masters, a squad made up mostly of new and young players, the road hasn't been easy. They faced tough losses and admitted that confusion in court, like sino kukuha ng bola, still shows, especially with limited training time as student athletes. But the beauty of being an underdog, as team captain Bridget Martinez says, is this: wala namang mawawala. And as they say, when you're already down, the only direction left to go is up. Turning it back to you, Hans and Lois.
Nowhere to go but up indeed. Maraming salamat, Ms. Queen Barcarce, for that report. The underdog mindset, it usually, means that you have to improve, pero ibig lang sabihin nun is, she's right. Mas marami ka talagang options and opportunities, as that is gonna be another point for Sam Catamora. They're gonna be calling for another timeout, and from the looks of it, Lois, there were some, if not, many unforced errors in this first 10 points ng Negros.
Definitely. Well, ito, something that Marikina needs to work on is to minimize their errors and pay more attention on their floor defense as well as reception.
That is probably what they talked about. Quite a very quick timeout nitong si Coach Andy Fiel. He wasn't even holding a board, so I guess it's not about the place na iniisip nila. It's more about just the fundamentals that Marikina has to produce here.
Exactly. It's really going back to the basics Yun dapat yung need may establish itong Marikina.
Lenguaje goes long. Now there's another quick. What a Moraga angle to make that happen.
Moraga just really showing itong magandang chemistry nila ni Tutanes. Very good target there.
11 serving 5. Lero, underhanded set. Patungo kay Lenguaje. Now they go with another. Palek goes long. Another error for Marikina and a point for Negros.
And those type of errors really happens especially kapag nakailalim ka sa bola. So, you'll be able to identify yung trajectory ng bola depending dun sa wrist action. I think that's one of the factor kung bakit medyo sumobra itong attack ni Palek.
12 serving 5. Sarte now. Tutanes wants to get them right back. And she does it through Caparal.
Caparal, even at this point in time, still unstoppable. And as for Marikina, knowing that Caparal is already on the front line, they need to work on their blockings even more. And if not, floor defense.
Catamora with yet another serve. Sarte goes Liam. Set ni Moraga. Quite unusual. Now Sarte wants to go quick. Adi again. She's been unstoppable in this first set.
I would agree to that. Caparal, I really admire kung gaano kaganda. Ito, as you can see, ang ganda ng lip niya The athleticism is really showing here in this court.
A 9-point advantage for Negros. Off to a really solid start. Martinez can't get it. Blocked by Celine. Sarte. And that right there is Marcelo taking advantage of the block.
Exactly. It's one way to gain a point, especially kapag wing spiker ka. That's one of the ways kung paano mo mapaparan kumuha ng puntos. Especially you have good blockers from the opposition.
Lead goes back down to 8. Tutanes goes 1-2. Set to Martinez. And that was enough to get them another point.
Well, medyo out of system yung nangyari doon. But still, naparaanan pa rin ito ni Martinez.
That's why she's the leading scorer of this team.
She really knows how to adjust.
Casera receives. Caparal was blocked. Adi tries again. Free ball na naman. Ira. Adi. She's done it again.
You know, one of the reasons kung bakit na may na-execute na magandang play itong Negros is because of their good passes As you can see, even if hindi sa libero dumaan yung bola, maayos pa rin yung pasa.
That's why they're leading by this much, 8 points. Sarte. Martinez was blocked. Now they go to Celine. And Dagarat gets her first point in this match.
And another player helping itong si Martinez. Itong katuwang ni Martinez.
I mean, this is what you were talking about, Lois. Considering na nung pre-game, we've talked about, Martinez probably being marked pagdating sa mga net defensive possessions. There needs to be somebody else. So, mabilis na palitan to para kay Coach Andy Fiel and Marikina.
Exactly.
They want to go to Lopez now. Jella Lopez introducing herself in this game. You've been talking about Adi enough. Talk about me this time. That's a technical timeout. And Negros leads by 8.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. You are still watching Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association here at the Arellano University Gym. The first of today's doubleheader. Negros off to a really solid start, doing a mix of both floor defense and the attack points.
Now from that last frame, we have Jella Lopez, one of the notable performers para dito sa Negros.
Marcelo was there. They give it to Martinez to score another point.
It's really amazing how Martinez is showing how itong kanyang volleyball IQ. And you can see yung drive niya to at least contribute a point and makahabol dito sa pinapakita ng Negros.
Very reliable, if I would say. If you'd want to get a point, go through Martinez. But if you want to get a point, if you're Negros, you go anybody else.
So you can see here a very good connection from Tutanes. And that's the reason kung bakit napatawag ng timeout itong Marikina.
Yeah, I mean, Marikina is consistently being punished dun sa gitna, no? It's either the that zone or this one in the middle, it makes it so difficult for them to counter.
Well, I would say para dito sa kupunan ng Negros, kada player, iba-iba yung mga tina-target na areas. It's as if they have already identified itong mga weak spots na meron itong Marikina.
And clearly, that's the benefit of having Ira Tutanes in your team. A very stable setter. Knows what she wants to execute pagdating sa opensa. And now, another player is going to be checking in. That's Gumban para kay Casera. As they lead by 8. Swift serve. Liam gets it across. Ira. Not just yet. Martinez. Doing the same exact way she scored the point last time.
Exactly. I think Martinez was able to identify. Kanina, we've been mentioning na itong Negros might have identified itong mga weak spots. And same goes para dito kay Martinez. And why not? If alam niyang makakuha siya ng puntos from that attack.
Already having 4 points in this first set is Bridget. A solid spike from Jella Lopez. No Adi, no problem for Negros.
Again, Jella Lopez, one of the notable players para dito sa kupunan ng Negros. And her attack was just too much para madepensa nitong Marikina.
Both teams actually doing some early shuffling here. That's Totanes and Lopez. And then they are going to be putting in Sarmiento at itong Sisiason for their squad.
Sarmiento, an advantage para dito sa service line, service offense.
18 serving 10. Quite a difficult angle there, but Lero makes it happen.
And Lero, just when nobody expects it from the opposition. And it's a good decision there because somehow overpass na rin yung bola.
And that's the mindset that you need. Every single player on the pitch needs to be a threat if you want to catch up to this. Balmedina serving. Not lefty. Siason gets her point.
Of course, if you were a lefty, you have a different angle, you have a different play. And ito yung minsan mahirap mabasa ng mga kalaban. Because, of course, itong sport ng volleyball mostly dominated ng mga right-handed. So they have a different angle as well, different target. And this is something that Marikina should, of course, also look out for.
Tsaka pag unang depensa mo, baka magulat ka pa eh. No? Na biglang kaliwa pala yung magiging way ng approach niya. Unless they've already, done the scouting report as an error from Negros gives a point to Marikina, and it's Lero at the line. Sarmiento sets it up. Lenguaje rejects. They go to Adi again. Domingo was right there. Miscommunication from Marikina.
Indeed, the miscommunication. Well, ito yung mga minsan na problema eh. Kasi sometimes, of course, the goal is, the second ball ay dapat laging nasa setter. But there are times na yung mga passes nga hindi ganun kaayos. So there's gonna be a confusion as to kung sino bang kukuha or someone that's really close dun sa area kung saan babagsak yung bola.
Lenguaje. Just can't get it. Adi's shot was blocked. Chopitea. Sheena gets her first point.
Chopitea already redeeming herself para dun sa confusion and miscommunication between Lero and her.
This is what you like if you're from Marikina, Lots of players getting their own respective points. Magkakumpiyansa heading to the next sets. But look at Siason. Getting some minutes and getting some confidence.
And again, it's Yason taking advantage na dun na siya naka-atake being an opposite hitter.
Being a lefty really helps in that zone. She also sets it up. Marcelo had a bit of a shorter approach, and Negros within 3 points away of locking in set number 1.
I think one of the problems Marikina has right now is it's as if hindi sila ganun ka-well aware dun sa mga napupuntang bola. As you can see here, lahat, it's as if ad-lib lahat ng ginagawa nila. But of course, we still have Martinez trying to contribute and make an effort para sa lahat ng bola na napupunta sa kanya.
I believe yung huling 3 puntos niya came from block touches for a total of 5 from Bridget. Sarmiento wants to set up Caparal. Nobody home to get that as Adi closes it down within 2.
No, as for Caparal, kahit saan siya manggaling, lahat napaparaanan niya yung bola eh.
Very versatile player is Adi Caparal, already with 6 points in the first set alone. Martinez goes a little lighter. Domingo was there. Lero to Lian. The ball from Marikina. Not the best set there. Both teams looking to pace themselves. Martinez again, breaking the ice.
It's really effective, no? Dito para kay Martinez, she already mastered that move. Taking advantage of the blocker's hands.
Yung mga ganun, no? Heading into set 2, masarap baunin yung ganong kumpiyansa. Kasi, sure, they're still fighting here, but this is gonna be a very long game if they keep that going. Triple block. Please continue with what you're saying.
And now we have Baldemina. Good read on the net. And knowing that we have very effective attackers from Negros, it's time for Marikina to know how to respond dito sa pinapakita ng Negros.
And a triple block was their response. 3 straight points for the Lady Shoemasters.
Now we have Marcelo also contributing on the service line. So slowly, it's not only Martinez who's been stepping up para sa kanilang kupunan.
Multiple players scoring in set number 1. PK having a hard time. Kabila na naman. What a rejection. 4-0 run.
And it's a double block by Baldemina and Lero.
That was Lero getting her 2nd point in this game. Marikina slowly crawling their way back. But a quick was unstoppable from Moraga.
Another quick hit from Moraga. And what Marikina really needs to right now, kasi meron na silang blocking so slowly. We've been seeing the improvements as compared to the previous scores kanina. And now they need to work on their coverage right now kasi meron na improvements in terms of blockings.
Set point para sa Negros. They go to Bridget Martinez. What a kill from La Capitana.
And now Martinez also found a way to gain another score from that zone. And it's not only about kanina taking advantage of the blocker's hands, but now it's a cross-court hit.
Nalagpasan na ni Bridget Martinez yung kanyang total scoring output from last game. And look at that. Marikina's just not giving up.
And now another score. Martinez being present on all department para dito sa kanyang kupunan.
Doing the heavy lifting in this first set, looking to make a return. But that is gonna finish it off. Naramdaman niya din, Lois. But this set number 1 will go to the side of Negros.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Set number 1 was quite an entertaining match between these two teams, but it was Negros pulling away with a win. May mga oras na bumabalik ang Marikina, but what did Negros exactly do to secure themselves of the first set victory?
Well, we have really seen kung gaano ka-effective itong Negros in terms of attacks. And of course, we have Tutanes being their asset, especially for the orchestration of the game and yung distribution niya. And you can see na yung tiwala niya dito sa kanyang mga attackers have been really maganda. Dahil nga, hindi na-witness itong kanilang opponent, which is Marikina. As you can see here on the scores of the tally, etong attacks, Negros really dominated in that area. And slowly, nakita naman ng Marikina on how to respond with those attacks, of course, with 2 blocks. But despite that, they still had more errors na naging advantage para dito sa Negros.
Yeah, and honestly, from what we saw dito sa kupunan ng Negros, it's the blocks not needing to work kasi nahihirapan din yung Marikina to set up their offense with the lack of the quality first ball eh. Pero nung kalaunan, nung medyo tumagal ng konti, I think that's where Marikina really took advantage in being able to set up their shots for themselves.
It's as if at first, nag-o-observe muna sila eh. Then later on, they're trying to figure out a way on how to respond para dito sa mga performance na pinapakita ng Negros.
And Lois, just a while ago, you were calling more of the idea na dapat merong katulong. Itong si Bridget Martinez, the lady that you see on your screens right now, scoring 8 points in that first set. But there were already multiple players scoring for Marikina. The question is, can they keep that going heading into set number 2? Kasi para sa Negros, you can expect a lot of players to show up here.
Exactly. And we're hoping that right now, I would say parang diesel itong Marikina. Takes time bago sila mag-init. But coming second set, we're hoping for more improvements.
Now Martinez had to work on that. Lero goes to Martinez again. And Marikina kicks things off with a mistake. Puntos para sa Negros.
Well, an early error coming from the side of Marikina. I think it just has something to do dito sa wrist action. Because I would say yung timing in terms of leap and jump dito ni Martinez has been on point.
And that's a service ace. Tutanes parting the Marikina River in that one.
Tutanes building the momentum para dito sa kanyang kupunan. And already showing off her leadership dito pa lang sa kanyang service ace.
Martinez was ready. Marcelo chose the long route and she gets it anyway.
Again, we've been seeing different attacks from each player dito sa Marikina. They've been targeting different spots right now. Now we have Marcelo on the service line.
That was Pique. Now it's Lopez. Denied. Ade was there. Lero goes for a quick. Adi. Not just yet. She gives it to Bridget. And that was a rejection. Galing sa Negros.
And I would say, even if that point ay nakuha nitong Negros, we've been seeing improvement dito sa defense pattern ng Marikina.
Moraga getting another point. As Negros is at the lead. Martinez breaking the wall.
Martinez back and contributing a point for Marikina. Na good farewell bago siya mapunta dito sa back row.
That's the morale boost that you will need. As Marikina wanting to keep things close with Negros in the second set. Lopez is rejected, but there's an error from Jella Lopez and a point. Ties us all up at 3.
And from that last frame, I think if it's not crossing, she touched the net dun sa ilalim.
And I think it's crossing. All tied up at 3.
We've been seeing a shift in the atmosphere na meron itong Marikina. And another error from Negros. It's time for Marikina to take advantage of these errors.
This is not the Marikina that we saw from, the first few games that they've had. They're more composed. And they take advantage of the mistakes ng kanilang mga kalaban as Martinez. Another gift. Panibagong regalo. And Lenguaje gets it.
And Lenguaje paying attention dito sa net defense. You can say this is really an improvement, something that Marikina really needs right now.
Now for the first time in this series, it's Marikina having a 2-point advantage before that error.
And again, it's time para ma-minimize nila yung mga errors. Kanina, sayang yung mga puntos na pinapamigay nila dito sa kanilang mga kalaban.
4 serving 5. Lero chooses Balmedina. Totanes goes back. Lopez finds the center of the court.
Jella Lopez in the right position, especially that she's a lefty. Good cross-court angle there. Puts their team at an advantage. I think they're tied at 5.
Yes, they are. Ooh. Again, being, with the fear na magkakabanggahan silang dalawa, they didn't want to risk it anymore. And Negros getting 3 straight points, courtesy of that service ace from Moraga.
And dito sa Negros, I think Moraga is present in all departments.
That's a great approach, just not the point. Lopez adjusts. Ooh, Concepcion did not expect for an extra touch to be there.
And Casera deceiving. Even kahit hindi mo mahawakan, it really happens in volleyball. But there's a lot of ways to deceive the opponents.
All 6 turned 7-6 as errors continue to haunt itong Negros sa second set natin.
And the pattern that I've been seeing on the side of Negros is after a point, an error follows.
Mahirap makabuild ng momentum sa ganong klase ng moment. Oh. Lengua's failed attempt still continues. Casera goes long. Lero free ball. Tutanes goes to Catamora. And again, another error.
I think it's an error coming from Negros. I think it's crossing again. Catamora not being stable from that last attack.
I think it's a mix from, each of them. As that is going to be the first technical timeout. Quite an eventful one because it's definitely close, but Negros still with a 1-point advantage.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Silence filled the first minutes of Coach Andy Fiel's huddle after the first set as Team Marikina tried to regroup. They may be young, but they know that can't be an excuse for missed points. After a crucial set-ending error, Captain Bridget Martinez owned up right away, showing leadership despite the setback. Pero kahit ganun, hindi bumaba ang energy ng Marikina. You can feel their fighting spirit, reminding each other to stay composed and take 1 point at a time. Hansen Lois.
The energy never went down. I think it's the highest that it's ever been in this set number 2. Maraming salamat, Quinn Barcarce, for that report. And that's what she was talking about. Captain being accountable for her mistake in set number 1. And this is a mistake that's gonna tie it all up at 8.
And I would definitely agree from that last report, that yung energy nagbago para dito sa koponan ng Marikina. We can see improvements on their actions, even yung follow-up after an attack.
8 serving 8. Tutanes gives it to Fifi Casera. Rejected by Chopitea.
And now, we can really see how the mood shifted. And even, I would say it boosted the morale of Marikina. We can see how they're celebrating right now, the difference and improvements on their body language. And I think they're paying more attention now on their defense.
Ira running attack. Catamora was there. And it's enough to tie up this set number 2. Palitan ng suntok at hampas itong dalawang teams.
And I think hindi enough yung one-hand defense para dito sa atake kanina.
Negros at the service. Lero gives it up to Sheena. Adi again. What a block. Second try. Now Lero gives it to Liam. Back set. Can't get it just yet. Third try is the charm for Adi Caparal.
And Caparal showcasing her volleyball IQ. It's not always about power. Sometimes it's just the right placement, just finding the spot and hold dito sa kanilang mga kalaban.
Yan ang unang puntos nitong si Adi Caparal in set number 2. But would you look at that? Another addition to the ace list is Fifi Casera.
And I would say ang ganda talaga nung distribution ng puntos para dito sa Negros. Have Casera again on the service line.
Concepcion was there that time. Adi. There was a block touch, and either way, it still went inside.
And Caparal just really showing how dominating she can be. We'll ask if hindi talaga siya napapagod again. Contributed 28 points from yesterday's match. Na I believe She wanted to repeat that stats again. But we have another player stepping up para dito sa Negros.
That's 3 straight points. 2 of those 3 points came from Fifi Casera's service aces. And now, Marikina is gonna have to talk it through because they were quite close. Na nakita natin ng bago matapos yung unang technical timeout. But then, what exactly happened here for Negros?
I would say, we've been mentioning na nag-improve yung mga actions nila. However, in terms of unforced errors, yun yung mga naging rason kung bakit nalamangan na naman sila ulit ng Negros for this set.
And those were the mistakes that they committed in set number 1. Kaya medyo lumayo ang ating laban and they had to crawl their way back para maging kahit papano respectable palalo. And decente yung naging final score, but they don't want to make that same mistake here in set number 2.
Something that Marikina really needs right now is presence of mind.
Casera, 3 service aces. Just in this one single run alone.
And not even a timeout can stop Casera from contributing another ace.
14, serving 9. And that finally puts the end to that.
And titigil lang pala dito sa pagiging consistent niya in terms of aces. Would be an error.
Nakahinga ng bahagya itong Marikina as Casera's no longer at the line. They wanted to go quick. Concepcion was there. Marcelo finding the back row again.
Not really of a strong attack. But as you can see, Marcelo was just targeting that zone. And nakita niya na walang tao. And it did work.
Marikina getting to double digits. Tutanes finding the hole in the defense.
And dito, again, we have Marikina composed of younger players, and we have Negros, the very veteran player with that veteran move coming from Tutanes.
Yung simpleng, peripheral na tingin mo lang, the split-second decision of making through with that one. That gets a point.
I would say it's really years of experience and practice and hard work that Tutanes was able to master that move.
Lero, quite off angle. Chapete had to work with that. What a spike!
And Tutanes being really active for this set. A good decision there by Tutanes.
A rare spike from Ira Tutanes. She's all hyped up. Negros with a 5-point lead.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Still, we are here at the Arellano University Gym, and just the last possession, Ira Tutanes, the setter of this team, just made a spike to secure that point. It rarely happens, but you get hype when you spike one as a setter.
You know what's the advantage para dito sa Negros that I've been seeing right now? There are a lot of, we have more lefties eh. We have Tutanes, we have Lopez. We have different angles and different plays. That is an advantage para dito sa mga opponent that are so used to right-handed players.
And When you're talking about a right-handed player, here's a strong one from Adi Caparal, getting point number 9 as Negros leads by 6. Goes a little long for Sam Katamora.
And this is what I've been mentioning a while ago, where after a point, nagko-commit ng error itong Negros. And we all know that's something that we want to avoid, especially we know kung gaano ka-effective itong Marikina in terms of sa paghabol ng mga scores.
Caparal goes off speed. Now they go to Dagarat, breaking the defense.
And something to shake off the momentum of Negros. We have a spectacular performance from Dagarat, breaking off the blocker's hands.
Those, I think, are one of the very few na solidong hampas ng Marikina all throughout this match. And I think they're gonna need more of that.
I agree to that. Well, it's time para maging maayos yung distribution ng kanilang mga plays.
Tutanes, one-handed set. Martinez had to adjust. Caparal goes right. Dagarat again.
And now we've been asking for somebody to step up on the side of Marikina. We now have Dagarat being consistent on that position, being an opposite hitter.
2 straight points from Celine. Got it down to 3. And Adi was like, let's make it a 4-point lead again.
I think one of the reasons kung bakit ang hirap bantayan itong mga atake ni Caparal will be the speed of her attack and yung precision niya dun sa paglapat ng bola.
So 4-point lead. Lero. And that is enough to give Eloy Balmedina a point.
It was somehow a good attempt from Bravo. However, that was just too much. Yung atake na yon.
Exchanging points ang Negros at Marikina. But it's still 3 points na kailangan nabulin ng Lady Shoemasters. There's a dig. Back row attack. Bakante na naman. And that's an error.
It's a good attempt sana para dito kay Martinez. Medyo nakulangan lang ng duelo.
Both teams having, quite a semi-hard time trying to get their offense going. Kasi makakapuntos yung isa, babawi. And it's been a back and forth affair ever since.
Truly is an exchanges of errors for both teams.
Precious Cruz was listed as a libero yesterday. And now she goes back to her original spot. There it goes. What a spike from JL Bravo.
And what a way to redeem herself.
That was your power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now, JL Bravo. That was her first point in the game.
And that was a really explosive attack.
Lero goes left. Went with Lenguaje. Adds a bit of English for another point.
And Lenguaje knows how to respond. Kanina, Bravo displayed an explosive attack. And Lenguaje did respond to that with another powerful attack.
20-17. It's a 4, a 3. Caparal back row. Celine was there. Chopitea. That was quite a delayed, attempt at it. She made it work.
Well, height is an advantage. But yung right, proper placement ng kamay and wrist action really help para ma-execute na maayos yung atake na yon from that last sequence.
On her way down, still made it happen. Lopez. Back row again. Lero gives it to Liam. Just had to run. Nobody home. Ball still in play. Tulak na lang. Lenguaje. Libre. Buhay pa. Free ball now for Negros. Lopez.
And from that long rally, Tutales made the decision to let Lopez close off this score. And ganda ng improvements for both teams because I think eto na yung pinakamahabang rally na nangyari.
You were talking about floor defense. You got it in that game. Lero went to Chopitea. And she's been activated in set number 2.
And this only entails one thing. If na-activate ng mga setters itong mga middle, ibig sabihin nagkakaroon na ng magagandang pasa.
21-19. Only a 2-point advantage. Ang inahabol ng Marikina sa ngayon. What a serve. Libre. Now they're gonna give it. Two bodies on the floor. Libre goes strong. Cruz still has it. Ball still in play. Tutanes goes 1-2. What a dive from Lero. Ira goes libre.
It's a very good play from Tutanes and Libre. So you can see yung position niya dito kanina nag-iba eh. But just one call from Tutanes. She was really attentive on that attack.
And you love what both coaches are doing. No, is they're not calling timeouts. They're letting them play because of how well they're actually executing, except for that. An error. Nabati ko yata, Lois. But either way, it's Marikina calling for a timeout. And I think from here on out, Coach Andy Fiel is gonna go back to the drawing board to set up the play.
Well, sayang kasi yung mga puntos kanina eh. They're catching up para dito sa kanilang opponents. But of course, with that error, especially, it's very crucial as Negros only need 2 points to close off this set.
Yun kasi yung medyo mahirap eh, no? Pag parang pakiramdam mo momentum ka na and then just one mishap. Para kang coaching tumatakbo ng 100 kilometers tas may humps. Dun mo mafe-feel na medyo shake up ka ng konti eh.
And we'll just see how Marikina will respond to that error and how they'll be able to translate itong timeout ni Coach.
23-19. Negros 2 points away from closing this out. Chopitea was denied. Dagarat is not denied that time.
And Dagarat, one of the players stepping up right now. And now we can see that actually yung mga attacks nila nag-i-improve kanina, mas may laman. And mas nahihirapan itong Negros na depensahan ngayon.
Lenguaje's service. Adi goes a little long. They get an extra ball. Caparal, second try is good.
I think if you're in doubt, you just have to go to Caparal eh. If you want to at least gain a point and pull away, Caparal is always the answer.
Adi Caparal already with 11 in just 2 sets. Set point ngayon para sa Negros. Tossing it across. Now on attack again. Tutanes gives a free ball to Marikina. Tagarat using a bit more of those wrist action.
Well, as you can see, hindi niya naman talaga masyadong nahawakan eh. But just the right placement. She saw that there's an opening there. And that's the spot that she needed.
Kumbaga yun yung mga napaganda pang play. As it's 24-21. Martinez does not make the same mistake. Sinigurado niya na for a 2-0 run.
And as long as hindi pa tapos para dito sa Marikina, we still can continue.
Medyo tahimik itong si Bridget Martinez in set number 2, only scoring 2 points. But that's because she's getting a lot more help now than set number 1.
Exactly. And nakatulong ata sa kanya yung pahinga for a while.
Palak service. Tutanes to Adi. And she is gonna finish it off for a 2-set lead kontra sa Marikina.
And as we can see here, again, sinasabi natin, if you wanted to gain a point to close off this set at least, you just have to give the ball to Caparal. And she'll always find a way.
Negros leading 2-0. Can they close it out in set 3, or will Marikina make something happen?
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Set number 2 was a lot more of action compared to set number 1. It was a lot tighter than what we expected. Marikina fighting back, but eventually the errors cost them the second set as Negros started pulling away.
Well, we already saw exchanges of points. Kanina sabi mo nga, must improve. And for Negros, still they stick with a well-distributed plays. Everybody's filling the gap. And yung chemistry nila as a team, still on point. Even yung transition ng mga passes, it's been really smooth for this match.
From the looks of it, there's been one player that has started and finished things off with Adi Caparal. But before we talk about her, these are the stats for our set summary. Kita mo yung 5 puntos na difference in terms of the aces.
Well, as we can see here, hindi naman nalalayo yung mga puntos. 14 to 13, 1 to 2 blocks. But in terms of aces, dito naging at an advantage itong Negros over Marikina.
The attacks have been there, so both offenses are, showing up para sa ating laro ngayon. It's just a matter of being able to keep the play going or not. And at this moment, we're already looking at Adi Caparal scoring 14, Bridget Martinez scoring 10. These are two players that you obviously expected to perform, and they're showing out in set number 3.
Exactly. And I think those are the reason kung bakit patuloy na nakakakuha ng set itong Negros.
Oh, that was quite a delay. Mistimed from Marikina. Moraga takes control.
And Moraga with her presence of mind dito sa kanilang net defense.
Quick lead para sa kanila sa ngayon. Lenguaje had to work on it. At napaganda pa yon para sa Marikina.
And even with that attack, somehow nakakuha pa rin ng puntos ito. Only entails one thing, that Negros medyo, I would say, of course, yung confidence mo nandun na. You already had two sets rather. And it's time para hindi lang sila maging complacent sa set na ito.
It's a free ball given to them. Balmedina, another chance. Tapikan sa taas. They go to Jella Lopez for the kill.
Jella Lopez, also one of the players that has been stepping up for Negros. Very good angle there. Her attack is really on point.
Linis ng approach nitong si Jella Lopez. They are up by 1 again. Martinez. Ball still in play. Lopez again. 2 straight points for the high flyer.
Another point from Lopez. And I think itong Marikina, they've been struggling Again, lefty attack again. So, yung blocking should have been different And of course, coverage.
Kasi gaya nga ng nasabi mo, the blocking is already there. But for Balmedina, she's not gonna wait for the blocks.
Bob Medina present dito sa kanyang blockings, but also in terms of attacks. And magandang pasa na naman nangyari sa Marikina that enabled them to activate their middle attackers.
Si Balmedina, ang initial na focus of offense, but Martinez already scoring yet again dito sa set number 3.
And ito si Martinez, kanina ko pa siya ino-observe. She's really someone that's been boosting yung moral nitong kanyang koponan. However, that error.
That's the captain for you. Putting on some words of encouragement para sa kanyang mga kakampi. It's just that they have to build the momentum here. What a strike! Just goes a little wide para kay Balmedina.
I think she was expecting na somehow tatama sa blocker sense
But the blockers also, medyo na-delay sila in recovering So,
it's a blessing in disguise for Negros.
right about that. Lenguaje. Kuha ni Caparal. They go to Fifi. Martinez denied. Casera. Now it's Liam this time. Tutanes goes quick. And Bravo.
And the power tip did work for Bravo. And this is what we're saying. There's a lot of ways to earn a point. A variety of ways para maka-atake.
And Tutanes is exploring all of that. As here's a point na hindi kinailangan si Tutanes. Lopez getting it through the service ace.
And it's amazing how controlled itong mga services ng Negros. Kanina nga, they had 5 aces.
And they're building up on that yet again. Lenguaje goes long. Tutanes gets it to Fifi. And that time it's long.
And a point for Marikina. Well, actually, both teams naman ngayon early nagpapakita ng mga errors. But on the side of Marikina, knowing that their opponent is already up by 3 points, they need to minimize their errors as early as now.
Medina's service. There's a boost. A joust between Bravo and Aguila. They want to go to Liam this time. Casera again. She's loving that spot.
And Casera redeemed herself from the previous error a while ago.
That was Casera coming through from a Tutanes delivery. And that puts us at the very first technical timeout with a 4-point lead para sa Negros.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Lois, I remember you saying, si Adi Caparal parang hindi napapagod. That is no surprise given her background, not just in volleyball but also in track and field. Back in high school, she tried sprints, hurdles, and even discus throw, all without prior experience. She may not train for those now, but her endurance and energy clearly show on court. Sabi nga nila, greatness isn't built overnight. It's built through the small wins no one sees. That's Adi Caparal, an athlete built by every side quest. That's it for me, Hans and Lois.
Dami ng side quests nitong si Adi Caparal. Pinapakinggan ko pa lang si Queen na nililista niya lahat ng sports. Napapagod na ako. But hey, that's Adi Caparal. And Lois, that answers your question as to why she's here constantly. And it's Negros getting another point.
That really explains why kung bakit ganito yung pinapakitang athleticism nito ni Caparal.
Just imagine, track and field, discus throw. Kailangan malakas talaga yung katawan mo for all of those sports.
What can she do?
That we're about to find out for the rest of the season. For now, it's Liam Lenguaje scoring a point.
Lenguaje from the pipe.
Nadoble na rin ni Liam Lenguaje yung scoring output niya from last game. Only scoring 2. Obviously, you expect more from her, but bigger numbers are better.
Now we can see Sarte.
And that's another ace. This time, it goes for Raven Sarte.
And now for both teams, meron ng contribution dito sa service aces department. And it's good na as early as pagpasok nito ni Sarte, nabigyan niya ng justice yung pagiging service specialist.
Caparal. That was a power strike from Adi Caparal.
It's a very on-point attack.
That right there was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now. On-point attack indeed.
For Caparal, she's always ready. Ready and steady.
Talk about steady. Moraga biglang napansin ang papalapit sa kanya, so it's just quite easy. But this time, it's your game's community cam powered by pusop.com. Your game, your community. You gotta join now. Muli, nagpapasalamat po kami sa lahat ng mga manonood that came over here and gave us some time dito sa Arellano University Gym to witness these two women's teams go up against each other. And Dagarat, she's been a revelation in this game.
And last time nga sabi natin, some of these players from Marikina medyo tahimik eh. But now, they're all active, trying to contribute.
Tutanes, Concepcion was there. Now Dagarat again. Goes a little longer.
I think medyo may dala pa ng gigil from that attack.
12 serving, 7 now. Negros in good pace to finish off this game in 3 sets. But obviously, if you're Marikina, you don't want that to happen. Lenguaje was there, but Moraga does a bit of everything, and as that was this game's community cam powered by pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now.
And from that last sequence, kanina, before mag-serve ito si Tutanes, she's really showcasing itong leadership na meron siya. She's been providing instructions bago pa siya makapag-serve.
Combination play was stopped, but it went out, so it's a point para dito kay Jella Lopez.
And napakagandang execution ng play na yon. As you can see, it's a running attack from a lefty. And not everybody can do that.
That takes skill. Building a respectable lead ang kanilang kupunan ngayon, but Martinez, that's his spot, that's her spot. She scores more of her points there.
And for Negros, Martinez is really someone that they should look out for kasi she knows how to make adjustments yung taking advantage of the blocker's hands, finding the right spot and angle. She really knows how to make it work.
Aguila long serve. Tutanes gives it to Lopez. Somebody else was there. And Dagarat can't keep the ball alive.
It's the collective effort na meron itong Negros na nakakatulong sa kanila. Kasi if there's only one player na nagsustood out para sa team, madali ang mabantayan ng kalaban But here, hindi ma-anticipate ng Marikina kung sino ba ang aatake at magiging disadvantage para sa kanila.
Buhayin pa yan ng Marikina as Martinez goes off speed. What an adjustment in midair.
Again, Martinez really showing her volleyball IQ.
What a battle we're seeing here. Martinez with 13. Caparal with 15. The aces making it happen. Tanes wanted to go quick. Marikina was ready. Lopez. Hold off. Just goes a little bit. And there immediately was, a contest from our referees. They're gonna talk about it immediately kasi ayon sa Marikina, they didn't hold it at all.
They're still trying to clarify whether there is a block touch. And a reverse call.
And the point goes to Marikina. That is 2 straight points para sa kanilang kupunan sa ngayon. Definitely gonna help them in their cause today.
Well, yung mga reverse call, it really happens dito sa volleyball, especially when there's a confirmation para dito sa ating mga second referees.
Dagarat serving. Tutanes leaves it for libre. Martinez was rejected.
And it's a double block from Negros.
What a rejection from Moraga and Negros. That's Moraga with 9, Caparal with 15, Lopez with 9, and Negros leading by 6.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. You're still watching the MPVA Season 2, and up next, ang ating Caloocan AM Spikers going up against the home turf, the Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Chiefs, looking to defend the land just like what they did yesterday against this team that just scored right now. Marikina getting another point courtesy of Balmedina.
And a very quick response from Balmedina. They really wanted to stop itong patuloy na pag-score ng Negros.
11 serving 16. Nobody home. Martinez from the errors at the service line kanina. She's slowly picking it up.
And ang gandang service noon from Martinez. As you can see, bigla na lang bumaba yung bola when everybody expected na it went over their head.
A 4-point advantage. Libre leaves it for Jella. And that worked in all ways for Jella Lopez.
And makikita talaga natin para dito sa Negros, yung exchanges, yung distribution. Lahat talaga kaya makapag-contribute.
Jella Lopez already with 10 points in this game. That's Bravo, Sarmiento, and Siason again. That's 15, 16, 17 at your front line. A hold up. We're still trying to figure things out on their end just to ensure that everything is going well. But for Negros, Coach Don Baroga given a lot of opportunity to all of the other players. Sartel leaves it for Lenguaje. That goes out for Marikina.
And dito, para sa mga bagong plasok na player dito sa Negros, it's an opportunity for them para to showcase what they got and also para mapakita kung gaano kalalim yung roster. And yung pool na meron itong kanilang team.
That's a quick. And that was enough.
Balbinina has been really active para sa set na ito. And again, it's not only Martinez, you have Balmedina and Lenguay as well.
Now it's Precious Cruz, Marikina's serve specialist at the line. Libre. Can't get it just yet. Ball still in play. That was a point converted by Bravo.
And Bravo, you know what's amazing about Bravo? Kahit kakapasok niya lang immediately kaya niya mag-respond and makapag-contribute ng puntos.
Lagi sinasabi ng coaches to stay ready. Martinez has no choice. And that still works para sa Marikina.
And even with that, we can see na medyo hindi satisfied si Martinez from that attack. Kasi I think the intention was maitawid lang yung bola. But then, she was able to convert that into a point.
Sarmiento sets it up. And that's another kill. This time, it goes through Megan Gumban. That was your power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now. Gumban getting a finish. And now Marikina is going to have to talk things through. a 6-point advantage per se, and Negros slowly pulling away. If you're Coach Andy Fiel in this situation, what would you tell your girls in that kind of moment?
Well, something that Marikina lacks right now is how they respond to every action. As you can see, kanina, they've been improving in terms of blockings. And of course, after blockings, there is supposed to be a coverage kasi sometimes hindi naman laging nabablock ng mga blockers yung mga atake, but somehow ma-deflect, and one of the ways to respond dun sa mga nade-deflect na bola would be their coverage.
Coverage is very much needed. Lenguaje wanted to put a stop to it, but that's enough to get her the point.
But of course, Lenguaje being on fire for this match. And kanina ko pa nanonotice yung effectiveness nito ni Lenguaje. Kasi pag nabibigyan siya ng bola, immediately kaya niyang patayin.
Nagarat. Lenguaje with yet another dig. Martinez. Still a long rally. And Nagarat puts a stop to it.
So it's not only Martinez, Lenguaje. Of course, we have Nagarat adding another point to the team's attack.
Lenguaje serving. A free ball. Martinez. They go to Bridget again. Adjusting is Marikina. Chopitea. Sarmiento gets it across. And that goes out. 3 straight points para sa Marikina.
And slowly, itong Marikina humahabol. I think it's similar from what happened during the first set.
Slowly but surely, tinatrabaho ng Marikina ang paghabol. But for Liam Lenguaje, immediately apologizing to the bench for that error.
And we're just hoping na hindi ito magiging rason as to bakit bumababa itong momentum na meron sila ngayon.
Lero chooses the Garat. Nobody else for that second ball. Celine gets another point.
And I think yung pagkadiagonal nito ni Garat and Lenguaje is really effective. A good planning.
Para laging may offensive options, no matter how the rotation works. They wanted to go a quick. That's what Moraga's gonna give them.
And Moraga just been really effective dito sa paging middle attacker. And kanina ko pa notice yung precision niya, yung pagiging attentive niya, whether it be through offense or defense.
They're gonna keep it alive. Sarmiento chooses libre and gets blocked.
Yeah, they have another attack. Slowly bumabawi na itong Marikina.
That was enough to keep it all away. Celine Garat scoring her 9th point. And now she's at the service line. Libre goes off speed. Martinez. Libre again. Will be denied the second time around.
And I think the call went through the net. Oh, was blocked by Lero. Good timing there, good read there by Lero.
And Lois, don't look now. Parehas nang nasa 20 puntos. Ang Negros at ang Marikina, making it a 6-2 run to keep things alive for the Lady Shoemasters.
And napilitan na itong si coach na ipasok si Tutanes. An asset for Negros.
To possibly put the finishing touches for Negros, but Marikina definitely not giving up. Tagarat goes wide.
And kanina yung nangyayari sa Negros, an error after na point, it's now happening para dito sa kupunan ng Marikina.
And Lois, for such a very young team, this is such a high-pressure situation para sa Marikina as Negros now serves. We go to Martinez. Someone was there. An extra push. Tagarat. Two costly errors for Celine. Puts Negros at match point. Now they're gonna talk things through with a timeout. And, you know, from the looks of it, iba yung aura at composure nitong Marikina because they're down, quite costly, but they were still smiling on the pitch, on the court.
Exactly. And the way they enjoyed the game, it will really reflect kung paano sila naglalaro ngayon dito sa court. And unfortunately, yung errors ay nag-pile up at a very crucial point.
Coach Andy Fiel obviously reminding her girls that those are costly errors, but the game is still not over. Match point para sa Negros. Leros sets it up for Martinez. Ira, Jella. That's the finish that Negros needs to take Negros into their back-to-back wins in the winning column after sweeping WCC Marikina Lady Shoemasters. You're looking at the final attempt again. What a kill from Lopez. What a game from Negros.
It's really a precise attack coming from Lopez, the lefty of Negros. Well, we can never deny that there's really a harmony in play para dito sa Negros. Well, still kudos to Marikina for showing itong kanilang composure, resiliency, even if talagang nag-dominate lang itong Negros from their performance.
Just a solid outing from both of the teams. Marikina still at the winning column, but this is a game that they're obviously gonna be happy about. Marami silang nakuha, pero para sa Negros, first win streak in MPVA Season 2. What could this mean for this team?
Well, it could be a boost of morale for them. Of course, if they wanted to maintain this winning streak, mas pagyan pa nila. I would say, meron pa rin mga improvements even if they won the previous games. There's still a lot more to learn about each and every game. And from this point forward, of course, every match matters para sa dalawang koponan. And Marikina still showed that even if they're composed of younger players, they can still manage to be at par with the other teams as well.
25-20, 25-23, and 25-20. It's Negros getting back-to-back wins.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
It's Negros pulling away with a 3-set victory against the Marikina Lady Shoe Masters. It was not the most dominating of games, but Negros made it happen. Lots of contributors ang nakita natin para sa dalawang teams na ito. But specifically for the Immaculada Mega Wide Blue Hawks, talk to us about our Queen of the Court, Lois. It is none other than Moraga. I love the spirit, the heart, and the precision na nababanggit mo nga for quite some time na palagi at paulit-ulit nating nakikita from the best player of the game, Jehiel Moraga. Not only is she a contributor, but also one of the stars nitong Negros ICC Mega Wide. And now we have a chance to talk to her together with Quinn Barcase.
Second season with the MPVA, and it's your first time to be the Queen of the Court. GL, congratulations. What's going through your mind right now?
Super happy kasi even though second season ko na sa MPVA, it's my first time na mag-POG sa loob ng court. And totally unexpected kasi nga middle lang ako, and ang mga help ko lang madalas talaga sa blockings. And talaga yung mga pumupuntos, mga wing spiker namin. Ganyan.
Proof na lahat talaga ng posisyon sa volleyball ay mahalaga. Kung meron ka namang favorite moment sa larong to na nag-Queen of the Court, kasi tingin mo ano yun?
Yung siguro yung over-receive kanina. I was hesitant pero kasi baka nga mag-overreaching ganyan. Pero though ganon, tinuloy ko pa rin. Hindi na ako nag-hesitate pa. And I was happy na point siya, hindi siya nag-error.
Congratulations! Now, this is your time para batiin ang iyong mga family members, friends, and even teammates na tumulong sa'yo para makuha tong award na to.
First, I would like to thank our sponsor, Sir Edgar Saavedra of Mega Wide, Mayor Alan De Leon ng Taytay, and Mamon family, Sir Marco Agana, and Quiz. Lalo na sa mga teammates ko na nag-help sa akin na maging POG ngayon. Sa family ko, sa parents ko na nanonood, sa mga relatives ko dyan. Sa teammates ko, thank you din po sa maraming support. Yan lang po.
Fifth win for Team Negros, and congratulations to our Queen of the Court, GL Moraga. Congratulations! Ngayon po ay babalik ko na kayo kina Hans and Lois.
Quite obvious are the smiles and the happiness of Jehiel Moraga, our best player of the game, together with her signature marking herself as the best player of this matchup. And here are your Smart's Power to Plays, brought to you by Smart Only 5G. Only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. It was a loaded game para sa atin, Lois. 3 sets, but it went to as close as both teams scoring 20 points. And in the end, it was Negros making sure na sila ang makakaselyo ng serye.
So we did saw how exchanges of points were giving out for both teams. Well, we had the harmony in play na pinakita nitong Negros. We have the leadership of Totanes, really orchestrating that plays na meron sila dito for first set.
And just a solid outing from Marikina as well, being able to stay in pace. Although those errors really didn't pave the way for them para makapag-succeed, because there were some mini runs na ginagawa nila. It's just that their momentum was stopped by themselves instead of their opponents. And that's something that they can work on sa mga susunod na laban.
And for the chemistry na pinakita dito ng Negros, of course, we had Marikina also showing that they also performed well for this match. However, it wasn't enough para ma-stop especially itong mga atake na pinakita ng Negros.
But for set number 3, it was a really hot start para sa kupunan ng Negros that kind of really made it difficult for Marikina to catch up. We saw more players, Jehiel Moraga, the consistent Adi Caparal, and of course, Jella Lopez landing on that final kill for their team to finish things all off for a back-to-back win. What a solid week from Negros, considering that, you know, in less than 24 hours, may kasunod ka na namang laban, but they made it happen here in Arellano.
And even with that small scramble, dahil sa pinakita nitong Marikina, they still managed to have well-distributed points and everybody's filling in the gaps, and also because of their chemistry inside the court.
That was your Smart highlights, and you're looking at the final scores with Negros scoring all 25. And in terms of our match statistics, I know it was close based on eye vision, but on paper, how's it looking like, Lois?
Well, for this one, a total point of 75 for Negros over Marikina, 62 points. Well, we can see here yung gap and disparity in terms of attacks. They had 10 more points from attacks as compared to Marikina's 37. And in terms of blockings, even though Marikina had more, they still managed to get a win because of how solid their aces were.
The aces have seemed to be the ace up Negros' sleeve in getting a back-to-back win. And same could be said for the attack points na nabanggit nga kanina ni Lois. And up next, you're currently looking at them warming up right now. It's the Caloocan AM Spikers, still looking for their first win in this season. But going up against Binyan, they're looking to defend home turf yet again. In behalf of our courtside reporter, the return of Sam Tira-Tira, the main middle blocker para sa Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Chiefs, looking to defend their home court against a team that is very hungry in getting their first win of the season. Will Andrea Yap set themselves up for victory? Yan at marami pang iba ang kailangan nating alamin dito lamang sa MPVA Season 2 ang liga para sa lahat. At kanina lamang nakita natin ang Negros Immaculada Mega Wide getting a 3-set victory kontra sa Marikina Lady Shoemasters. What an entertaining first series it is. But today, we're gonna be witnessing two teams that are starting to get their gears on, mas magandang opensa. And now, in their home floor, Binyan looks to continue to defend the land gaya ng ginawa nila mula kahapon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association Season 2. My name is Hans Galeria, joined by Lois Santa Maria and of course Quinn Barcarcia at courtside. Lois, it was one pretty amazing series na nakita natin nung unang laban.
Well, for this match, medyo similar yung mangyayari. Another team came from a win and another team hoping to bounce back from a loss from yesterday's match.
And we are talking about the team that has won yung kanilang laban kahapon, none other than the Binyan Tatakjela Arellano Chiefs. They won their last game kontra sa Marikina and not a lot of starters showed up, but they still got the job done.
And as you can see here, numbers really speaks for themselves. And itong pinakita ng Binyan really showed how they dominated in all departments. You can see a total of 75 points over the 34 points of Marikina. In terms of attacks, really kitang-kita mo yung gap. And in terms of blockings and aces, also courtesy of Mamasig, which contributed 5 points para makuha itong aces na to. With less errors, they still managed to, again, dominate itong laban against Marikina.
Whether it's Domasig or Cafe, the two setters are making it happen for their team, and one that has appeared to be the main scorer in Sam Tira-Tira's absence was Sayla Segovia na nakakuha ng karapatang puntos into setting up her team for victory.
And again, nakikita natin na madaming mga middle blockers na nagsa-step up ngayon, and one of which is Sayla Segovia, contributing 8 points with 6 attacks, 1 block, and 1 ace from their match against Marikina.
Now that is a lot of depth para sa kanilang kupunan if they want to even utilize it for this game. Pero ang kalaban nila, gutom para sa unang panalo. It's the Caloocan AM Spikers that was so close, diba? It's quite a very emotional run for them right from the start, but they had to let go of that victory and experience another defeat against Negros.
Well, Caloocan was really on the verge of victory. However, they still remain winless dahil sa pagkatalo nila against Negros from yesterday's match. As you can see, hindi nalalayo ang mga puntos. They had 100 points in total over Negros in terms of attacks. However, dito nakita na in terms of other department, talagang mas naging consistent lang itong Negros.
There were a lot of opportunities for them to step up, and in the first two sets, yan ang kanilang ginawa in making it happen. And it was, of course, led by the charge of their captain, Shika Espinosa, scoring 13 points against Negros.
Well, even though it's a collective effort, somebody really stood out, and it's Shika Espinosa contributing 14 points of attacks and 2 aces.
That is a player, that is a leader that will continue to bridge forth kung ano ang kailangan gawin ng Caloocan as they catch victory, while you can catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Muli, iniimbitahan namin ang lahat na pumunta dito sa Arellano University Gym dahil mag-uumpisa na maya-maya lamang ang ating second match of the day. We're gonna turn it over to our venue announcer for Binyan kontra sa Caloocan.
Presenting our officials for match number 23. First referee, Mr. Ranji Padayao. Second referee, Mr. Paul Framir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The games continue here at the Arellano University Gymnasium in the city of Manila. This is Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association, ang liga para sa lahat. It's the second game of our Thursday doubleheader featuring the Caloocan AM Spikers and the Binyan Tatak Gel Arellano University Lady Chiefs. Now it's time to meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Caloocan AM Spikers. Led by team captain, outside hitter number 8, Chica Espinosa. Setter number 1, Rica Diolan. Outside hitter number 5, Tara Nieva. Middle blocker number 6, Angel Ledesma. Opposite hitter number 9, Rhea Manalo. Middle blocker number 16, Sonsi Daha. And their starting libero is number 4, Shin Lacerda. The coach for Caloocan is Michael Palermo. Now let's meet the starters for your Binyan Tatak Gel Arellano University Lady Chiefs. Middle blocker number 2, Sam Tira. Outside hitter number 7, Laika Tudlasan. Opposite hitter number 10, Mommy Padillon. Outside hitter number 14, Hart Villaflores. Setter number 15, Kat Tomasig. Middle blocker number 16, Casey Punsalan. And their starting libero is number 6, Alec Pablo. The coach for Binyan is Mr. Obet Javier.
Here are your starting lineups for Caloocan. It's Jolan going back to setter, Zonchi Dahab, Ledesma, Espinosa, Nieva, Manalo, and Lacerna. Para naman sa Binyan, it's Domasig, Tira making his return, or her return, Punsalan, Villaflores, Tudlasan, Padillon, and Pablo. Now that is going to be a moment for both of these players as Binyan looks to defend home turf for the second straight day in a row kontra sa Caloocan, who are very hungry to get a victory for the ladies in orange and white.
Well, for these two teams, I think, etong Binyan, they can just maintain what they did, retain all their plans being up against Caloocan, and it's a matter for Caloocan to at least make adjustments dito sa kanilang game plan.
And Tudlasan couldn't get it in time. Not the best first ball there. They go to Manalo. Domasig with a 1-2 play.
Again, Domasig, very attentive, even at this very early points.
Kat Domasig, you were hyping her up during the pregame with those 5 service aces, and look where she is now, at the service line.
And even in the service line, Domasig can really put Caloocan at a disadvantage.
Kumbaga, kahit hindi pa nagsisimula yung laban, sinisimulan niya na talaga, and that could bode very well for them depending on how this goes. But as of this moment, for everybody watching us dito mismo sa Arellano University Gym. Maraming salamat po for making your way here, especially for all of the students in AU looking to support their home team wearing pink and purple, or maybe that's even blue. You gotta go here for the Arellano Gym and show your support. At kung sakali naman na hindi, you can still give us a visit live at Puso Pilipinas, whether it's at the app or at the website when you download it at your desktop. That's a moment that you can use, and you saw them right away. Everybody's supporting Binyan, and that's very apparent dahil ito nga ang kanilang home floor.
And I think they can really appreciate this, performing well para dito sa match na to, knowing that they have a lot of support playing in their home court.
Jolan sets it up. Manalo. Not just yet. Kabila naman. Jolan wants to go quick. Laika. That's a give for China Tanagan. Tudlasan again.
Tudlasan starting off strong, even here in the first set. And we all know how reliable itong si Tudlasan. And even yung mga points na nako-contribute niya each time she plays.
Tudlasan only playing limited minutes in yesterday's game. So rest assured na nakapagpahinga ng maayos ang ace ng Binyan as the Lady Chiefs are up 3-1. Punzalando got a starting nod.
An early error coming from Domasi.
Now it's Espinosa looking to serve. That's a quick. And that's the height advantage for Sam Tira-Tira.
Tira-Tira already found a spot. So you can see it only takes a little effort because she already got the height. And kailangan niya lang gawin ay ibabawan yung bola. And the right placement of her hands.
Kadalasan may delay pa yun because your middle blocker needs to jump. Not for Sam. Yolan gets it to Manalo. Someone was there. Domasig tosses it to Hart, who goes way out. Point for Caloocan.
And Villa Flores wasn't able to make an adjustment there. And coming off from a break ball, something that's really hard to make adjustments to.
Plays on. Now they go for a combination play. Espinosa with the save. Domasig. Again. Padillon with a kill.
And it's a very good play coming from Binyan. Of course, courtesy of Padillon being really effective on that last frame.
Such tall players from Binyan.
Well, for Binyan, their chemistry inside the court is already established because, again, they're backed by the Arellano Lady Chiefs. And speaking of a well-established team, they're able to execute a very good attack coming from Punzalan.
That was Kaislyn Punzalan getting her first start dito sa laban natin ngayon.
And we only need a few points para dito sa Binyan, para lahat sila meron na naka-contribute.
And that's Dara Nieva. This is the very first point of Caloocan that they've actually produced. So hopefully that's a start for them moving forward.
And that's courtesy of Nieva, one of the players that remain playing for Caloocan. And isa din si Nieva na naging rason for Caloocan to place 5th during the last season.
And that time, if you're talking about players from last season, You haven't seen Heartvilla Flores just yet. And she makes an entry as our power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now.
And that attack from Villa Flores was just too much para dito sa Caloocan.
It's another ace. Para sa Binyan, off to a really golden start. That was Padillon making it happen. First technical timeout. Binyan leads by 4.
Unli projects, plans, play, games. With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
On a scale of 1 to 10, the coaching staff rates Team Binyan Tatakjel a solid 9. That is how well-conditioned the team is, even with back-to-back game schedules. Now sitting at second in the standings, they know they have done well so far, but there is still a lot of work ahead. Head coach Roberto Javier admits that no matter how prepared they are physically, if the team isn't in the right mindset, anything can happen. And that's something they cannot afford in a league this competitive. Hansen Lois.
Maraming salamat, Quinn Barcarce. It is obviously an acknowledgement that this team right here, Binyan Tatakjel, Arellano Lady Chiefs, are a formidable squad. But obviously, you don't want to settle for number 2. You want to become number 1. And that is what they're trying to show in this game.
Well, for both teams, they have a little time to prepare.
Still some life. Jolan gets it back. They're gonna do the same thing. Still in play. Villa Flores gets another kill.
Villa Flores again and again showcasing how effective she is in terms of attacks. That was a very spot-on target.
What a solid kill coming in from Caloocan, or should I say, from Binyan. But now it's time to listen to Caloocan.
Last na kahapon, kaso mas malakas pa spiker nila. Kaya kailangan i-double time natin yung blockings natin. Kung kayang habulin, hahabulin natin. Kahit na medyo malate, ang mahalaga tumama na sa kamay natin para ma-stop yung bola, ha?
I think from recent conversation, there was a point in time where Coach Mike Palermo, they want to build up on what happened yesterday. Strong first 2 sets. But now they're being backed into a corner nitong Lady Chiefs ng Binyan.
Well, it was really heartbreaking loss from yesterday because it's a very close fight.
That wasn't close. It's a call mula sa ating mga officials that Moming Padillon goes out of her service.
And a lucky point for Caloocan.
Naibabalik din naman agad ng Caloocan. So, Coach Mike, medyo nakita mo yung facial expression niya doon. Definitely not happy with how things are going.
Sa akin, as early as now, knowing how dominating Binyan can be, you have to be reminded that they have to minimize their errors right now.
And that is a service ace for Heartvilla Flores, leading her squad with 4 points.
And we can really see how satisfied Heartvilla Flores was with that service ace. A very controlled service.
Rica gets it to Espinosa. Good Lasan this time. Second try, a little softer, works for El Capitana.
And if it won't work with powerful attack, it's just time to do a drop ball, which then work for Chica Espinosa.
They're gonna need more of her in this match. Only the first point for Chica Espinosa. Laika What a kill. What an approach and what a point for Binyan.
And as you can see, yung atake ni Tudlasan, even coming off from a break ball, the speed was there. And even yung strength. And you have to be reminded na ito hindi ganun katangkaran sa Tudlasan. But still, wrist action and leap really works well for her.
Talk about someone tall this time. Shika Espinosa heeding the call of Rica Jolan, getting another.
And no doubt why she was one of the top performers from the previous game.
Now they want to go. Even though Masig faked me, Manalo was there. Laika. Buhay pa ang bola. Flores. Tira-tira. Can't get it yet. Rhea Manalo breaks through the blocks.
Rhea Manalo, player from UE. Former player from Lady Warriors. Now, showcasing us her skills and volleyball IQ and strengths para dito sa Caloocan.
It's Rhea Manalo's first point. Flores receives. Laika. Tudlasan gets another point.
And certainly, Tudlasan knows how to respond from that attack. I would say one of the reasons why she was able to execute that one, napakaganda ng buwelo niya. And she really did like that set.
Domasig is gonna give it to the right. Nandun si Nieva. Joust at the middle. Tanagan wasn't ready. And it's a point para sa Binyan.
Actually, as we saw, na medyo dik-dikan na yung laban dun sa net. But of course, Padillion did saw an opening.
15, serving 8. Espinosa. Can't get it yet. No block touch whatsoever. And Caloocan still struggles after the second technical timeout. Binyan leads by 8.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. It is an 8-point lead brought about by Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs. And Caloocan needs to respond, and that's exactly what they're gonna do.
And of course, Shika, being one of the top performers from last game, already showing off right now. You can see kung gaano ka-consistent si Shika dito in terms of her attacks.
They're trying to shake the first few minutes off nitong set number 1. Tira-tira had a hand on it. That's a spike. Padillion goes soft. Rica Torrea. Back throw. That's a back row attack successful for Hart Villaflores.
Nobody expected that attack will go in. Gandang leap na ginawa nito ni Hart Villaflores. Almost close to the line.
17 serving 9 Binyan. Looking really good in set number 1. Quick did not work. Villaflores. What an approach.
Another one for Villaflores. It's as if she already calculated kung saan niya dadalhin yung bola. Cross court hit. Hindi man lang nahawakan ng mga blockers.
In-adjust niya din yung approach niya eh. Really, the timing was on point for Hart. Unfortunately for Laika, that is an error and a point goes to Caloocan.
Tinatawanan niya na lang yung error niya kanina. But we all know, hindi masaya si Coach Obet sa mga ganong mga errors.
But Desma serving. Might go overboard. And that was Dahab ready for the kill.
Maaga-agang regalo para dito kay Dahab.
Just having the presence of mind ready enough for that one. Domasi goes to Hart. She was initially denied, but it did not work whatsoever.
And even if that attack was deflected, coverage ang kulang para dito sa Caloocan.
7 points para dito kay Hart Villaflores. She's off to a solid start. Can Caloocan respond? Binyan rejects them right back. And that is your game's community cam powered by PusoP.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Binyan Arellano faithful, definitely happy with how their team's showing right here. I think we should try to listen to Caloocan one more time.
Tao dito, mag-press mo lang tayo, atake tayo. Girls, gusto ko yung atake, bigyan natin explosive na atake. Yung kalaban kasi natin, nakita nyo kung gano'n silang matake, diba? Si Daisy, oh.
And that was Coach Mike Palermo. Sinasabi na i-level nyo yung laro nyo sa ginagawa ng Binyan.
And I think from that last frame, Dahab was she was attempting to do a explosive attack, but that strength wasn't enough para makalusot dito sa kamay ni Punzalan.
And because of the levels of difference, Binyan now holds a 9-point advantage in set 1.
Now we can see Melendres inside the court, a replacement for Dahab.
And unfortunately for her, she's not gonna hold that ball just yet.
And I think Jolan with that one-hand set, medyo sayang because it was not coordinated by Rhea Manalo.
21 serving 11. This is a free ball. Tomasig to Padillon. And that's enough to get 22.
Well, from the height of the ball, etong pag-approach ni Padillon, it's as if we already knew na mapapatay niya yung bola.
Espinosa had to dive for that and another rejection. It's another Punzalan stoppage.
Punzalan being really active in the net defense. As you can see, payong na payong.
Raslan is going to be stepping in for the first time. Same could be said para kay Abigail Eusebio, replacing itong si Hart Villaflores, producing 7 points in this game so far. What an outing. Yulan goes to Raslan immediately. Take 2. That time, it went well for Rhea Manalo.
Well, with the consistency of Punzalan, Rhea Manalo found a way how to get through. Well, para dito kay Punzalan, we can see na medyo may gap yung blockings niya from that last frame.
Tomasig goes back, but Olivera was ready. 1-2 play. Even worked out so much better para sa Binyan. Set point ngayon ang Lady Chiefs.
Now we can see Cafe replacing Padillon. Ito si Cafe, she's also one of those players that have contributed a lot of aces para sa kanyang kupunan. He lived up to the title ng service specialist.
And that's because she does this. A jump serve. Manalo back row. And that is enough to put an end to set number 1. Quite a dominating look mula sa Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs. Your final score, 25-12. We'll be right back for set number 2.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Here are your set 1 highlights, and that was all Binyan in dominating fashion as they took control quite early. Nakapag-establish na magandang kalamangan, had their defense prepped up, and the attacks were all on point in this first set.
For the first set, it is indeed another display of collective effort, and they have shown how dominating they can be in terms of attacks. As you can see, 16-17, 2 blocks to none, and 2 aces to none as well. In terms of opponent errors, parehas lang. But still, Binyan still managed to get a win, of course, because of their powerful offense and from the attackers, and as well as the kill block, courtesy of Punzalan, who was very consistent in the net defense.
And those 7 attacks out of 12, there's obviously more to be desired mula sa koponang ito, and that is exactly what you would expect from Caloocan. But you're looking at Heart Villaflores right now, off to a really solid start with 7 points in the first set. Her approach, the poise, and the grace was all there in that first set.
A very fierce play coming para dito kay Heart Villaflores. If we can recall, it's not only the attack. She also provided a point dito sa kanyang service line with 1 service ace. And already 7 points sa maaga-agang set 1.
But hindi rin siya nilalabas because she can also, receive pretty well from the back row. So there's obviously a lot of threats. The return of Sam Tira-Tira, Moming Padillon is there. Let's see how Caloocan adjusts in this set number 2. Ruslan now part of the starting lineup. And that goes out. It's the first point para sa EM Spikers.
Well, ang difference dito from the previous set, Binyan started off strong with an ace. Unfortunately for second set, they started off with an error. And it's a point for Caloocan.
Tomasig activates Sam Tira-Tira, and the Tower of Power gets the first point.
And Tira-Tira with another point, I would say also with the help of the net. Medyo sumabit itong bola.
But Sam Tira-Tira getting her first point in the second set. She already had some kanina. Ruslan, that didn't even reach the other side. It's an error mula sa Caloocan.
Did deflected by the net. He shows na medyo merong problema sila in terms of setting and even adjustments ng attacker.
Lasan jump serving. Lipat kay Manalo. Off the block. That works for Rhea.
Of course, to gain the momentum back on their side, had the Rhea Manalo, the powerful attack. Not even Tira-Tira's height can stop her attack.
There's a service again. Lasan tossing. Hard. Yolande gets it to Suzanne. And Tira blocks her.
Tira found a way to redeem herself from that last block galing kay Manalo. And now, she found a way to block Raslan's attack.
Now it's Sam at the line. Safely gets it to Raslan. And everybody staring at the middle.
And we notice kung gaano ka-active itong si Punzalan ngayon in terms of the net defense. A very good block there.
Parang nung una medyo okay ka na kasi nagsiserve na si Sam sa likod. But then there's Punzalan. Yet again coming through. But De Leon, not just yet. Or maybe it is. Marian Padillon gets the point.
And even with that hand placement, etong si Padillon, she was able to gain a point. No follow-up para dito sa Caloocan.
Raslan still completely checked by Caitlin Punzalan and the Lady Chiefs. Second straight point for Caitlin.
And we can see how important the blockings are. Kasi somewhat napapahinga itong floor defense ng Binyan.
Will they try again? Checked once more, Suzanne. Now they go to Caitlin. Raslan take two. Back row attack. That bounces off the net and it works for Tudlasan.
And again, Caloocan is reminded that apart from defense, sobrang effective din ng offense itong Binyan. Of course, courtesy of Tudlasan. Contributing a lot for her team.
That is a quick that did not work still. Plays are executed, but they're not finding the floor. Binyan leads by 6 against Caloocan.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Almost but not quite there yet. The Caloocan AM Spikers almost got their first win against Negros yesterday, but things turned unfortunate for them starting in the third set. Talking to Coach JM, he says they know they are ready, pero laging feeling nila kinakapos and they can't quite figure out what's missing. Caloocan is taking things slowly. Like how they were reverse swept last game, these consecutive losses might just be the early sets in a longer match, one that could still end their way. Malay natin, the tides might finally turn for them soon. Hans and Lois.
We're still kicking things off right from the start dito sa second set, and you're right. They can further improve on this, but they have to minimize all of their errors. Maraming salamat, Queen Barcarsen. Based on what she said, Lois, it's a situation. This is a marathon, not a sprint, but at some point, you're gonna have to at least pick up on your steps.
And from this, another free point was given to Binyan because of the rotational error of Caloocan. And Ledesma did redeem that error with her running attack. Desma, a very effective middle attacker. And she used to play for Letran Lady Knights back in her college years.
Hindi niya naibigay ng buo yung power dun sa hampas, but it was enough to get them the point. Here's some power from Caitlin Punzalan.
And Punzalan just really present in all department.
And that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now. Lois, you were saying.
You know, etong si Punzalan, she's been really consistent in terms of her attacks. But then again, another rotational fault coming from the Caloocan.
And you know, it hurts even more kasi hindi na kailangan paghirapan ng Binyan yung mga ganong puntos eh.
Exactly.
And I think at this point, they have no choice but just to talk about it. Let's listen in.
Tulo sa kanto. Ngayon pag nasa gitna ka, hindi, wait lang. Hindi, wait lang. Walang mag-away. Pag nasa gitna ka lang. Pag nandito ka, sumagat ka dito, para maging safe, kahit pumantay ka sa mga kagilid mo at safe ka. Ang nangyari sa'yo, umusok ka kasi dito ng konti, eh si Chi, nakapasok sa gitna dahil per first ball siya. Kumagal, lumagpas ka sa kanya. Gets mo? O sige, walang maestra sa... Hindi, sige. Hindi, nag-overlap siya. Sumagal. Sige lang.
So this was a timeout specifically for Rhea Manalo. Has that ever happened to you, Lois? Na yung timeout para sa'yo talaga?
Well, may mga times na gano'n na single out ka ng coach, especially when we do mistakes. And itong mga errors, hindi naman siya all the time ma-avoid, but somehow mami-minimize. And for this, I think, it's time for Caloocan to understand their roles inside the court. And by that, I think it will help them para matutunan kung ano ba yung tamang rotation, position nila, para hindi naman nasasayang yung mga puntos that they're giving out to Binyan.
I think sa ngayon, they're pleading their case because the way or the format that they had kanina lamang was the same format that they think they have now. But of course, merong iba-ibang visions and perspectives ang ating mga officials, and they saw what they saw a while ago. A point was awarded to Binyan, and Caloocan is just gonna have to find their way to score. And that's exactly how you get rid of that frustration.
Exactly, a way to get rid of the frustration coming from a very easy point para sa mga kalaban. And of course, Chica Espinosa being such a reliable player, leading her team. And even we heard from that last time out na medyo there's a little arguments para sa kanilang koponan. But we're hoping that the performance of Chica will make an adjustment para doon sa kanilang pinakita. However, Punzalan and the blockings of Domasig is really present and on point right now.
What a rejection from Kat Domasig, placing her at 3 points, the setter. And again, another rotation fault. That's 3 points already awarded to Binyan. And that's almost the same score na meron ng Caloocan ngayon.
And this is very alarming. Now they're trying to contest whether tama ba itong calls from our second referee.
Now you're looking at, head coach Mike Palermo already being a little alerted with the situation. And obviously, nafe-feel mo na yung frustration ng Caloocan. And it's been going on for quite some time. And they had to stand up for it. The officials immediately apologizing for their mistake. That's how it's gonna go. Goes out. A rare error from Binyan. But if you're Caloocan, you're definitely gonna take it.
I would agree to that, and it's time for Caloocan to take advantage of those errors. And we're seeing now Espinosa lifting up her teammates, talking things through.
And yet, another error coming through. So, unti-unti ring binabalik, and those are two errors specifically from Villaflores.
And exchanges of errors para dito sa dalawang koponan.
6 serving 12. That goes out. Palitan ng errors ng dalawang teams natin.
And I think it's time para sa dalawang teams to at least compose themselves, reflect before the service starts.
Aslan was there. Manalo had to adjust. Domasig, 1-2. And that is point number 14.
Very quick thinking there by Dumasig. And if we saw that from the last frame, mabilis na tingin lang yung kinakailangan niya. And she already found the spot.
Ponsalan goes service. They were saying it goes out. And Domasig has done it again.
And Caloocan is really scrambling on their defense right now. And there are a lot of break balls. And if that continues to happen, they won't be able to execute a play and as well as distribute a good set.
And not only that, make it a reception fault from Tanagan and Caloocan as Punzalan scored an ace. And they lead by their biggest, 16-6 at the end of the technical timeout.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Pusop Pilipinas. Lots of cheers definitely coming in. And we are still here at the Arellano University Gym Legarta as another ace has happened off cam. 2 straight ace points for Kaislyn Punsalan.
And Lacerna wasn't able to anticipate that one. Miscalculated service coming.
There's a touch. Domasig to Tudlasan for that point.
And Tudlasan already put an end. I'd say the reception of Caloocan right now is really down. From that service point and then an overpass. And we all know how Binyan can take advantage of those.
There it was. They still wanted to kept it alive. But at that time, Manalo was ready to take it. Or should I say Dahab?
Now we'll see Nieva will replace Manalo.
That was Rhea Manalo scoring her second point, and Tira easily gets it back.
And for Tira, it's not always about strength. As you can see, just the right placement, the right power. Of course, because of her height, it's also an advantage.
Jolan goes left. Raslan goes way low.
And another attack from Raslan. It was deflected by the net. And that was enough to call for a timeout.
And there's obviously frustration surrounding Caloocan here, and I think we're gonna have to check on them once more.
natin. I-redeem naman natin sarili natin. Hindi pwedeng ganito tayo. Ano to? Tama siya, hindi naman talaga kayo high school eh. Di ba paulit-ulit yung gitna na yung kahit yung last game?
Just a few hours or minutes ago, Lois, we were covering a high school team. And that is what Coach Mike Palermo is asking them now, that they are not at that level and they want to showcase that today.
And skill-wise, it's all present. They just have to execute it well.
Doon na naman sa kabila. Another free ball for Binyan. Tomasig. Can't get it yet. Nieva goes long once again.
And Neva, with that attack, a block touch was made by Tira-Tira.
Tsaka maganda yung angulo eh. Kita niya na mas matangkad sa kanya. So, why not head up?
And I think that was really intentional.
Ball kept alive. Somebody was there. Tudlasan finishing it off.
And Tudlasan, regardless whether outside yung bola na yun or not, it was still a block touch from Caloocan.
They didn't want to let it go. Now more people are starting to come in. That is Abitria and Jas Gelaga.
There really is a huge gap in our scores here. Binyan already at 21 and Caloocan still remained in a single-digit score.
Which gives Coach Obet Javier the liberty of putting in some of his reserves. There was a block touch, but that one was quite long.
And Abitria started off with an error. I think medyo kailangan niya pang mag-init inside the court.
Looking to score in double digits ang Caloocan. Plays not over just yet. What a point. Oh, and if you're Caloocan, that hurts you to your core.
And it's very rare that we get a point coming from a libero. Something that could shake off the atmosphere. We can see smiles on the faces para dito sa Binyan. But on the other hand, frustrations coming from Caloocan because easy points na nakakapuntos itong kanilang mga kalaban.
Best player of the game, Silas Segovia, stepping in for Binyan. But there is Ledesma asking everybody to shake off the rust.
And this is the improvement that we really wanted to see. A good pass can also equate to the activation of the middle attackers.
Ledesma scoreless in that first set. Now she has two. They try to keep things alive. La Serna was there. And again, miscommunication.
And it's really the miscommunication for the side of Caloocan that's putting them at a disadvantage. And yung miscommunication na yun, nangyayari yun when they don't understand their roles, yung scope na kailangan nila inside the court. And Chica Espinosa trying to talk things through with her teammates, trying to calm everyone. Because errors from Binyan is, of course, an opportunity for them.
Wanted to keep going. That is the idea. And for Ledesma, she has been the silver lining of Caloocan in set 2.
Exactly. With that service ace and as well as the powerful attack from the middle, I think it somehow should have boost itong moral ng Caloocan if she remained consistent in the service line.
The former Lady Knight leading the charge. And yet there it goes again. 3 straight points para sa Caloocan, showing some life here.
And I think we now see how effective that service ace from Ledesma, and how she was able to set the mood for her team.
Caloocan's not giving up without a fight. And then there was Domasig breaking all momentum for the AM Spikers.
Again, Domasig showing us how smart of a player she is with all that moves. I think she's really observant even before mag-start pa.
At napakahirap niyang i-predict.
Exactly.
Yolan had to get it across. Tudlasan. She goes to the backside. And Gelaga can't get it across.
And for this, as long as hindi pa tapos para sa Caloocan, there's still more opportunity for them. As long as maayos nila yung sistema na meron sila ngayon. But of course, for Binyan, they only need one more point before they can clinch this set.
And hold up. I believe that was net touch already. Mula kay Shika Espinosa and the rest of Caloocan as they trail. And Binyan gets another set victory. Are we looking at another sweep to close the day? Or will Caloocan say something about it?
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
It is now Binyan, Tatakjel, Arellano Lady Chiefs leading 2-0. And the set number 2 was no different from the first one. It was blocking and miscommunication. That was the plague nitong Caloocan AM Spikers. There were some signs of life, but eventually Binyan came over to finish it off.
And it was really a smooth finish para dito sa koponan ng Binyan. However, the reason as to why Caloocan was put at disadvantage is because of how their errors piled up. Well, we started off with rotational errors, service errors, reception errors, and a lot more. And knowing that how etong Binyan knows how to play, they really took advantage of those errors. As you can see from this score, 25-14 in terms of attacks, almost half of what Caloocan have given. And in terms of blockings, again, courtesy of Punzalan and aces, of course, na hindi nawawala dito sa koponan ng Binyan. Even if magkalapit lang itong opponent errors, they still manage to get this second set for Binyan.
Hart Villaflores didn't even need to score a single point in set number 2. That is how well distributed yung scoring chances na binibigay nitong si Domasig, who has been the consistent setter of them. We haven't seen Sheena Cafe enter yet, except for the very first set. Kani-kanina lamang. Meanwhile, for Caloocan, there's a change in woman power now as Andrea Yap replaces Rica Diolan in the setting position. There it goes. It's inside quite quickly for Laika Tudlasan.
And Tudlasan, we all know na kahit anong ibigay mo sa kanyang bola, you always find a way. And it's time for Caloocan to at least reflect on their errors and how they'll be able to manage to get the score. But from that last sequence, lucky point for Caloocan as Binyan had an error from the block touch.
Medyo nanggigil si Tudlasan, holding on towards the net. Gusto niya sanang bawiin. Ball kept alive. Manalo had to adjust. Tira, tira. Not just yet. They want to do a take two for number 2.
If it won't work on the first try, second will.
And that is your power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now, and that gives, you know, your middle blocker some more energy. Mas may gana siyang tumalon for those fakes.
Especially yung kagustuhang makabaway nito ni Tira-Tira, and as well as yung confidence na binigay nitong ni Dumasig can really help the team.
What a dive. Padillon. Yap, tosses it over. That's a very simple approach from Nieva, and maybe those are some things na pwede nilang gawin dito sa set 3.
And Nieva being with that smart move. Really, as you can see, nabuwig na lang talaga yung blocker's hands. Even if out of system yung kanyang pag-approach, she still managed to gain a point.
All about positioning. Nobody home. Villaflores had to get it across. Hard. Not yet. Manalo was blocked. Free ball for Binyan. Another tira-tira quick. Puts them at the lead.
And Tira-Tira being really active and efficient here in the middle. And sobrang tuwang-tuwa ako dito para kay Tira-Tira because she only needs yung leap eh. Hindi na ganun kailangan yung effort na ma-exert
Di
niya.
all out, no?
And naiibabawan niya yung bola.
Goes in for Daranyeva. Here's a player that we haven't seen much.
And Neva, one of the players, the key player as to why they placed 5th during the last season.
Fortunately, it goes out for Rhea Manalo. She has to shake off yung kanyang mga frustration sa mga nakaraang set because it's quite seen in her body language. Yap had to get it across. Back row. What a block. Villaflores, not yet. Kabila naman. Joust once more, but Espinosa has it under control. Villaflores again. Hard. Not happening for Binyan. It's a point for the AM Spikers.
And it's an opportunity for Caloocan to tie things up. Here we're seeing more improved defense patterns para dito sa Caloocan.
You're right about that. Chica Espinosa tosses it again. Back row attack. Manalo this time. And that goes out. Caloocan now leads by 1.
And now Manalo again showing off for this match. And redeeming herself from that previous error.
Manalo having a total of 5 points. Villaflores squeezing it through the defenders for a point.
Again, kanina si Villaflores medyo nababantayan ng kalaban, but now she then again found a way to break the blocker's hands and as well as the defense pattern of Caloocan.
She's not allowing herself to have no points in set 3. Great serve. Free ball now. Looking for Laika. And that's how you like it.
That is a very aggressive attack coming from Laika Tudlasan. And we can see how she really wanted to set a very cannon-like attack.
Now Binyan back into the driver's seat they are. 1-2 play cancelled by Punzalan.
Punzalan again, yung presence of mind and how effective she is dito sa kanilang net defense. Ang galing niya talagang magbasa. She's really looking at the attacker's hands.
Actually, the leading scorer of this Binyan squad, itong si Kaislyn Punzalan, already with 9 points for her team. But that's an error brought about by Hart Villaflores, so the lead goes down by just 1. There it goes again. That time, Punzalan coming through with another. Not just yet. It was a fake from Punzalan, but Domasig finishing it off. A 2-point lead for Binyan.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Play your role. If there's one thing that stood out in today's games, it's exactly that, knowing how to shine in your own role. Every player brings something different to the court and every position matters. But for Team Binyan Tatak Gel, it's not just about those inside the lines. Even the ones off the bench play a vital part as energy boosters. They clap, cheer, bang the boards. Meron pang Christmas songs kanina. After all, bare months na, kaya whatever it takes to lift the team spirit, they do it. Because in Binyan, playing your role means giving your all, whether you're scoring points or spreading the energy. Speaking of roles, I've played mine. Passing it over to you, Hans and Lois.
Maraming salamat. You did your role pretty well, Queen Barcarce, and Merry Christmas to you as well. May maagang pamasko. Itong si Laika Tudlasan patungo sa depensa ng Caloocan.
Again, Tudlasan just really consistent on her attacks. Really aggressive. I think one of the reasons kung bakit ang hirap i-counter nito ng Caloocan is because of the speed and strength at bigat ng palo nito ni Tudlasan.
There's an off-ball or off-speed attack. Domasig had to adjust. Shika, Turea, not yet. But what a recovery from Ledesma.
Well, Ledesma really knows how to take advantage of those overpasses.
You know, for Binyan, it really hits different for you to play at your home court. Kasi kahit yung bench, gaya nga na sinabi ni Queen kanina, sobrang ganado mag-cheer.
And of course, yung vital roles nito ng mga nasa bench players. And of course, may mga effort din yan na hindi natin nakikita inside this court. But then again, I think Punzalan, rather Padillon, really showed us.
What a kill from Marion Padillon. That's her spot. That's her hot zone, if I would say.
I think she was motivated by the cheer nitong mga nasa bench.
They're never staying quiet, Lois, that's for sure. But then, it's an error. Mula dito kay Sam Tira-Tira trying to get Andrea Yap set. And you know, when Andrea Yap started coming in, there's been some sort of stability para dito sa koponan ng Caloocan as they are just down by 1. Ledesma serving. That is a quick. Still recovered by Espinosa. Play goes on. Manalo. That swerves to the right. And Manalo gets a point.
And Manalo is on fire again for this set. As we can see, yung kalamangan nitong Binyan, nababawasan na. I would say na lumalapit na yung mga scores. And now we're tied at 10.
Yep. Not even the lead. We're all tied up. Villaflores doesn't go for the kill yet. Now it's Padillon. Goes a little softer. Caloocan was expecting something strong. They didn't expect that.
And Padillon really knows how to deceive itong kanilang mga opponents with just stopping the ball. Sure was effective para dito sa kanilang koponan.
11 serving 10. There was a slight mishap. Hart again. Block touched. But nobody else was there.
And another point from Hart Villaflores. Lina medyo tumatahimik. Of course, followed by her previous errors. But now, she's slowly redeeming herself back.
Starting to step in is their team. Play goes on again. Hart once more. Dives a little deeper. Manalo finds the back of the court.
Again, Manalo's already on fire for this set. Think siya sa mga rason kung bakit hindi na nalalayo itong kalamangan ng Binyan. And that happens kasi naayos na itong mga reception ng Caloocan.
Free ball now. Miscommunication from Melendres. Padillon. Such a powerful spiker is Marion Padillon.
And kahit saan mo ibigay yung bola para dito sa Binyan, everybody can contribute a point. Wow, it's a very spectacular way to take advantage of the blocker's hands.
Todlasan with 9. Padillon with 8. Villaflores with 9. Punzalan with 9. Everybody's doing a little bit of everything. No wonder. You know, Sheena Cafe and the others are just chilling at the bench.
And this only says one thing. How well Domasic distributes itong mga set.
Villaflores. Dug by Diolana. Now Domasig. That's the second time we saw that today.
And you know, I've been saying this even in the previous game. It's really an advantage if you're a lefty, and especially if you're a setter. We have Domasig doing that move again and again.
A lefty setter makes it so unpredictable. Free ball for Binyan. Punzalan will not get the ball inside because it goes out, says the referees.
There's just too much power on that attack to the point na hindi niya na naangkuluhan itong kanyang atake.
Well, they want to try to go at it again. And Domasig, how many more tricks do you have on your sleeve?
And Domasig is really effective dito sa kanyang mga smart moves. Ang hirap hulihin. It's hard to anticipate.
And that was this game's community camp powered by PusoP.com. Your game, your community. Join now. As we're joining the cheers of the Arellano natives. That was a bounce off the net. Domasig wants to do it again. Free ball for Binyan. She has been active. Punzalan, courtesy of an assist from Kat Domasig. And the flow continues, riding the wave of Binyan as they lead by 4.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Just a solid outing from Kat Tomasig, doing a little bit of everything in this game. There she goes again. Pero mas handa na ang Caloocan. Padillon goes long. That's an error. Point for Caloocan.
And I think Padillon was opting to target that zone 1. However, there's just too much power on that hit. A miscalculated one.
13, serve in 18. Now they go to Tudlasan for a bit more power. And Yolan did not expect for it to be so close to the net.
An uncontrolled defense of Caloocan put them at risk, at a disadvantage. Now we can see Kagwikla becoming the service specialist, replacing Punzalan.
Alona Kagikla doing the service for the Lady Chiefs. And unfortunately for her, kailangan pa munang magpainit nitong si Alona.
Exactly.
More substitutions stepping in. Andrea Yap doing service. Rhea Manalo also making a return. Yap could serve. To Masig, to Sam. Caloocan's turn, quite easy. Laika, breaking.
Again, Tudlasan proving that height is not always might. That very leap really helped her to execute that smart and effective attack.
What power and sheer force from Laika Tudlasan as they lead by 4. Free ball na naman. Now they go to Laika again.
And from time to time, para dito sa kupunan ng Binyan, merong nagsi-step up eh. Another score early on. We have Punzalan, followed by Villa Flores, Domasig, and now Tudlasan is back.
Manalo wants to do her version of breaking the wall. Take 2 from Rhea. And that was a rejection valid of a point.
I think it was a block coming from Tira Tira. And it's really hard to see whether it came from a block or only deflected by the net.
Yap wants to go to Shika. Andrea goes long. Ball still kept in play. Laika had no choice, but she was caught stepping on the line. That's a point for the AM Spikers.
Tudlasan lost her balance from that last frame because of an over-received ball. And it's an opportunity now for Caloocan.
You know, Lois, Caloocan's trying to put all the possible stops here.
We'll see if they'll be able to try to extend and stretch this match.
And that they're trying to do.
I think it's now evident coming from the attack of Dara Nieva, playing jersey number 5.
That back line seems to be Caloocan's best friend. And again, another error from the attacking side. Tudlasan proves that she's human after all. But for Binyan, it's the AM Spikers slowly closing in. They're not giving up an inch. This has been the closest set so far sa ating naging tatlong sets in this competition. And from how it looks like, you're looking at this player. Is she a setter? Is she, you know, maybe a wing spiker? You'll never know.
I would say she's an attacking setter.
Yep.
And it's really an advantage. She's also a lefty. She has a good angle and position. Something that can really help the team. But apart from that, the smart moves and how she orchestrated the play for her team is really remarkable.
Parang pag nasa Caloocan ka, medyo mababad trip ka palalo. Kasi aside from Sam Tira-Tira, who just scored her point, hindi mo rin alam kung sino pang dapat mong bantayan.
And doon pinapakita ni Dumasig how well she can distribute the ball para masitan itong kanyang mga attackers.
Sam Tira-Tira scores her 8th point in this match. And what a service ace from Laika Tudlasan. My goodness, scoring 7 points in this set alone. Doing a little bit of everything. And now, we gotta check in with Coach Mike Palermo and the AM Spikers.
Mahina, automatic yun, nag-short ball yun. Attempt kagad tayo. Sundan natin yung bola kung sa papunta. Hindi pwede yung tayo lalapitan ng bola, okay? Sayang ulit, may atake tayo, kaya kung baka first ball tayo. Yun lang, first ball lang muna tayo.
Huge emphasis on two things. The first ball and the softball touch na ginagawa ng Binyan. That's what Coach Mike Palermo wants them to adjust on.
Coach Mike sort of like gave a reminder lang to always go back to basics. Few reminders and polishing ang kailangan ito ng Caloocan to at least get back sa kanilang sistema and to showcase kung ano talaga yung meron sila.
And I think that's the perfect representation of that. First ball, good set, go for the easy kill.
That's in courtesy of Rhea Manalo, former Lady Warrior.
Now there's a new player, maybe a magic bunot para kay Coach Mike Palermo. That's Dalrymple Lingay, checking in for the first time. Tira-tira again. Lingay wasn't as ready as she thought she was, as Sam gets another point.
Just as I was saying, from time to time, iba yung na-highlight na player para dito sa koponan ng Binyan.
For Dumasig, it's the idea na parang every time may nakakalimutan player, they go for that. But now, we go back to Caloocan.
Hindi man. Yun, service na lang. Anyway, ito, first ball tayo ulit, ha? Guys, focus na tayo. Kaya, ha? Nasa harap ka na, Daisy. Nasa harap ka na. Daisy, tapatan mo na yung middle. Pag maganda first ball nila, kahit ano lang, kahit maiwan ka na.
Now for Daisy Melendres, who isn't usually part of the starting six, she has a very tough assignment to do here.
And we sure know kung ano yun. Of course, for a more improved blockings on their front line, because we have Hart Villaflores, Punzalan, and Eusebio for Binyan. So they have 3 attackers. And we'll see how Melendres will make a change para dito sa kanyang kupunan. A former Lady Knight as well. Ever there was a miscommunication there with Melendres and Yap.
And this officially puts them at match point. And the worst part about it is, it's Sheena Cafe, their service specialist, with another jump serve that's gonna finish things off once and for all, not even giving a chance for Caloocan to fight. And that is how we're gonna end it. A bit more swag, poise from Sheena Cafe, as there's all smiles from Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Chiefs to put an end to the last match of this doubleheader.
And she really did her job, Sheena Cafe. She only had one job and she successfully put her team into winning this match.
And the winning ways, the winning culture continues para sa kupunan ng Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs. And for the side of Caloocan, it's them going back to the drawing board, as they will have to find a way to reset once more, kasi they're still one more team na kailangan nilang abangan before the end of the first round of eliminations. And they're gonna be meeting all of these teams one more time right after that.
Exactly. And Caloocan still remain winless. Just need to figure out a way on how they will be able to find a unified system. Because we all know they came from different teams back in the collegiate. Just need to sort things out.
Just wasn't there for Caloocan, but for Binyan, it's 25-12, 25-14, and 25-18. The winning streak continues for the Lady Chiefs.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Once more, it is Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Chiefs winning 25-12, 25-14, and 25-18 in dominating fashion against Caloocan AM Spikers. What a way to end things for our doubleheader para sa araw na ito. But today's queen of our court, Lois, I'll give you the honors of introducing her.
Well, this player, our queen of the court, is none other than Kaiselin Punzalan. Well, we've seen other players, attackers, contributing point for their team, but it was truly Punzalan who contributed a lot in defense and gave justice to what a middle blocker is supposed to be.
Just A solid all-around effort from Punzalan, and she is on your screens right now together with our courtside reporter, Quinn Barcarce.
That is right. I am with the queen of the court from Binyan Tatakjel. We have Casey Punzalan. Casey, balita ko, first time mo mag-queen of the court. Ano mas nakakakaba? Yung paglalaro, ito.
Feeling ko po ito pong pagsagot ko dito.
Ito ba, Casey, in-expect mo ba itong makukuha mo itong recognition na to?
Hindi po. Siyempre, lahat po kami nag-contribute po sa team. So, nakakagulat po kanina nung tinawag po ako.
Oh, if there's one thing naman na favorite mo about sa nilaro mo ngayong gabi, ano yun?
Siguro po sa blockings, kasi doon po talaga ako naglalak and nire-remind po ako ng mga coaches namin na lagi mag-focus sa blockings. And feeling ko na-fulfill naman po yun ngayong game.
At dahil first time mo to, Casey, alam ko maraming gustong magpabati sa'yo, maraming gustong mga musta. Now is your time.
Gusto ko po muna batiin lahat ng family ko sa San Pablo, Laguna and yung mga family ko din sa Batangas, sa Calamba and sa Bicol. And gusto ko rin po batiin sina Sir Peter Cayco, Sir Val Cayco and Sir Francisco Cayco. And dagdag ko rin po sina Mayor Jolalonte, Sir Peter Cayco, Vice Mayor Dada Reyes, Kong Armando Magila, Consi Azikel Customs, Chocolate Republic, Binyan Minimart. Yun po. And sila po, tsaka mga teammates and coaches ko po, binabati ko po dahil nilaban namin ngayong araw!
Congratulations to our Queen of the Court, Casey Punzalan, and of course, Team Binyan Tatakjel. Share nyo naman yung teammate nyo. Congratulations, Team Binyan, and handing it over to you, Hans and Lois.
Maraming salamat, Miss Quinn Barcarce. I didn't expect for Casey to be so timid and shy, but she is definitely a rock star on our court. She is our queen of the court. But here are your Smarts Powered Up Plays brought to you by Smart Only 5G, only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. From set 1 to set 3, there's been some development from Caloocan's gameplay. It's just that for Binyan, it's been consistent all round long.
I would agree to that. Also, one of the reasons I think why Binyan was able to clinch this match is because of how familiar they are. Ito, home court nga nila, and also they're familiar with each other. Again, they're backed by Arellano Lady Chiefs as compared to what Caloocan has. They're composed of players that are from different collegiates, and dito, isang sistema na lang yung nilalaro ng Arellano Lady Chiefs, which is now Binyan Tatakjel.
And I think from what we saw dito sa Binyan, it's them starting to really get accustomed to working with each other. Kasi nung mga nakaraang mga laban, sure, sabihin natin that they're all, or almost all of them are from one school. There's still a lot of improvements left. Pero dito, mas kita mo na yan. Meanwhile, for Caloocan, maraming developments eh. There's been a lot of changes with how things are going for them. Pero kung meron silang babaunin sa laban na to, what would it be?
Well, for Caloocan, they have to be reminded na basics dapat establish na yung sistemang nilalaro nila. And again, I've been mentioning this a while ago, understanding their roles inside the court and yung limitations as well. But for Binyan, again, really a display of dominance with their powerful and explosive attacks and of course, notable performance para dito also sa kanilang setter na si Domasi.
Definitely understanding their roles, definitely looking at where they can take advantage of at kahit sino man ang ipasok. You see the consistency, you see the heart and the spirit of every single person once they're all under Catherine Domasig's control. And I don't mean that in the worst way possible because Domasig is just that influential of a player with Cafe finishing it off for each and every one of us today. What a day it has been, Lois.
Well, exactly. We really saw how powerful Binyan is, of course, playing inside their court. But one of the things that we can see here is yung huge amount ng attacks and how effective they are. Of course, blockings, we have contributions para dito kay Punzalan, our queen of the court, and aces. This just shows their consistency and ball control na sobrang effective. As you can see here, they have more errors as compared to Caloocan, but still, they managed to clinch the match because of their powerful attacks.
Mas nababawi nila sa tulong ng kanilang kumpiyansa and just quickly resetting whenever they have a chance for it. It's a 44 versus 75 total score here. 3 sets para sa kanila ngayon. And now, we're looking at the games on Wednesday. We're kicking things off with probably the best match that we will be having. It's number 2 Binian going up against number 1 Dasmariñas. It's Caloocan and San Juan looking to get back into the winning column, in Marikina, Quezon going head-to-head for our last game of the triple header that will be happening at October 22 sa Marikina Sports Center. Muli magkita-kita po tayo dyan, and nagpapasalamat po kami sa lahat ng mga nanood, nakisaya at nakilahok dito lamang sa Manny Pacquiao's Volleyball, or should I say Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association Season 2. In behalf of Quinn Barcarce and my partner Loy Santamaria, my name is Hans Gilaria. See you next time.